Rocks Footy.
This quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
It's Triple M Sunday Rub, McDonald's Room Hot Water, Triple M Rocks Footy, Joey, Ross, Duck, Ash Tour's not far away. Jay-Z's has been here. And we're about 14 minutes away from game time. Both clubs just getting ready to come on. The banners are up. It is Maddie's vision. And we can't wait for this one. 1-1, both these sides. They both need a win. So about 13 and a half minutes away from this game. So we may as well chat about the game for a little bit. What we expect, who's going to win, what side's going better. Ross, Duck, Joey.
Yeah, it's a great question, isn't it? Because we saw Richmond live last week. Didn't get to see St Kilda. They were over in the West, but obviously had a good win over there. And get a couple of key players back. I think Ryder is a key player for the Saints. I really do. He's good first up, Paddy Ryder, so I think it's important as the Saints come out onto the ground. But we saw the Tigers back to that real pressure that they applied, and I think Bolter is a really good move forward. I think he really gives Lynch that chop out. He's the guy that sort of gets up the ground. He competes as does Lynch, but they're really a two-pronged attack. And Rewalt, is he back? He's back. He's not back in. I thought I saw him out there. I was wondering whether he was back in.
He was on the mark.
He was right on the verge of coming back, but he isn't.
Yeah. Well, Grimes is back for them. Big in Grimes. He's one of the best defenders in the game, Grimes. I love the way he goes about it. Rarely beaten, so he's a massive in. But from memory, Two-Man will join us shortly, but the Saints really like playing Richmond on this ground. And I remember back to 17 where they But last year where they lost 120 points.
Yeah, that one. But other than that, Ross, I reckon they've had the better of Richmond.
Well, yeah, but we know past results don't count.
No, true.
They don't count. But for me, what's interesting with Richmond, you're right, you spoke about their pressure, but they've lost that signature. They're the worst at defending their forward 50. The opposition are transitioning the ball all the way out of defence to the forward 50. Richmond are 16th in the competition, or 18th. So that hadn't happened previously. But what they are doing is they're very efficient, number one, for scoring off entry, and for centre clearance, stoppages in their forward 50 and centre forward, and they're scoring very well. So Richmond are changing their signature. That's what I feel. Whereas St Kilda, I spoke pre-game with Corey Enright, they're really coming through the corridor a lot more, and they're defending their back 50. So it's going to be an interesting challenge.
This is why you don't let your 7-year-old Joey mix with your notes.
Yeah.
Because Charlotte's drawn all over my notes, and I had that the Saints have got a good record against the Tigers. Well, the Tigers have won 6 of 8 at this ground. But yeah. Charlotte had swapped it over.
Can I go back to the ins? Last week, Richmond, Soldo and the Curvis dominated Flynn in the ruck. So Flynn and they kicked 7 goals out of the middle. So it's probably an over-reliance on kicking goals out of the middle last week, the Tigers. But I think Ryder coming in with Marshall can really handle that. So I think that's a key battle. So a couple of great ins. And Dougal Howard coming in to help with Lynch is a big battle as well.
Bob Jane T-Marts by 3. Get one free and instant cash back on Bridgestone, Yokohama, Goodyear, Dunlop, and the legendary all-rounder bobjane.com.au. Mickey Roberts.
Thanks, Brownie. And you did mention Grimes. So he's coming back after soreness. Dougal Howard's the other one. He'll bolster the St Kilda defence. They need him down there. We mentioned Paddy Ryder. So this is a question for Ross too a bit later. You got Ryder, Rowan Marshall and Hayes against Toby Nankervis, who'll always play angry, and Soldo. So it's the battle of the talls, really. We know that Dusty's not there, and Jack Revolt is out with that thumb still. But this is all about Maddie's match as well. This is a supporting bone marrow failure, and we know that the fingerprints are all over it with Nick and also Jack. So congratulations again to the Revolts and what they've done. The medical subs are Ben Long. I like Ben Long. And Jack Arts for the second week in a row. He actually is a med sub. Winners, well, both sides coming off wins, as we said. The Tigers today, though, I reckon Lynch and Bolter are going to be a massive problem for St Kilda up forward. They'll kick goals, and I reckon, they'll be tallying against the Saints today.
It's Robbo down there for Bob Jane T-Marts. And before I welcome our next guest who does the Triple M Red Z Lending Stats, the run for the kids is on today, Ross, and There was two men from our commentary box who competed in that run today. One,
not me,
was an hour and 12. One was an hour and 12.
How far they run?
One was an hour and 40. So
15.
1 hour and 12.
Well, 30
one
minutes. What, the other
was
bloke?
an hour and so 38 minutes apart.
Did the other bloke fall ill?
Jay-Z was one.
Yeah.
Ash Chewer was one.
Ash,
who would he have thought
Ash
would have been quicker?
Look, I like the mounting yard assessments. So if we trotted them both around the mounting yard, and who's the person that assesses them on race day? Oh, I would think the mounting yard on looking proper, would be due.
I would have thought Ash too, but
I mean, they look like twins almost. But
it's very similar.
Choose a little bit leaner, isn't he? By about 15
kilos. Like a big twin and a little twin.
Well, I would have thought two-man for
no ticker?
For build.
No, VO2 max.
Well, it just feels like Ash has got the V2 and maybe Jay-Z's got the V6 because Jay-Z Clark, 1 hour 12. Ash Chewer, 1 hour 40.
I leave the box.
It's too early for that, Ross.
You've been subbed.
It's all about work rate, Ross.
Richard Champion once had a half-an-hour conversation with Jay-Z, thinking it was Ash.
Jay-Z still hasn't recovered from that as well. I don't blame him.
Triple M at Red Z Lending Stats, Ash.
Yeah, thanks, Brownie. Look, since the start of 2021, St Kilda have lost 8 out of their past 12 at Marvel by an average losing margin of 45 points. So their record...
Say that again, Chu. St Kilda at Marvel.
Yeah, they've lost 8 out of their past 12, and the margins have been pretty hefty. Remember, they got belted last year by the Bulldogs by over 100 and a big defeat
used to be a fortress for St Kilda at Marvel.
Yeah, not anymore. And another concern, Joey, is their scoring accuracy. 13th last year at 56%. This year they're ranked 16th at 50. You look at the Tigers, they're 17th for inside 50 entries, but number one for scoring efficiency. And two positives for the Tigers individually. Shea Bolton, number one rated player at the Tigers, averaging 17 disposals and leads the club in score involvements. And Daniel Rioli, since round 17 last season, he's played 100% game time in defence, averaging 19 disposals.
It was noticeable last week Shea Bolton spent more time forward than in the midfield. Do you think that's a better
well, centre forward.
Yeah, they're playing that centre forward role.
When he touches the ball,
something happens.
Things happen. Yeah. I think he's fourth in the AFL for score assists, so 32 over the last few weeks. Yep. And I just think pre-game last week we said if he has a good game, Tigers go a long way to winning, and he did. And I think he's a Dustin Martin centre forward.
So just looking at him again, he's warming up with the forwards. He's not warming up with the midfield. So again, Ducky's just going to play in the forward half of the ground. And every touch he gets is going to be quality.
And it's like St Kilda. They needed to get it in Gresham's hands because he made stuff happen.
Yeah, start in the middle and then drift forward. You're right.
Like you did in the grand final when Sauce was strangling you had to get a kick and they put you in there. You drifted forward.
Jay's rejoined us just to talk about Richard Champion and the fact that he spoke to you for a half an hour thinking that you're Ash Chewer. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. We're at that Triple M party, sort of 20-year milestone or whatever it was. And I was like, okay, Champs, how you going, mate? We're talking a group of 4 or 5 of us. He goes, oh, yeah, g'day. He goes, oh, I love what you do with the stats. What are you talking about? He goes, your stats and that. You know, you always come in with some good ones. I said, mate, I'm not Ash Chewer. It's because I look a little bit Asian. I'm not a statistician. He goes, I'm Jay Clark. He goes, oh, yeah, sorry about that, mate. It sort of brought me down a peg. Yeah, need a boost.
Was he talking to you thinking that, geez, Ash is a bit bigger than what I thought?
I'm not sure. He just sort of confused our skin complexions, didn't he?
He's got some guns on him.
Didn't he, Ash?
Well, it didn't help him running today, an hour and 40.
Why so
No, the old man's injury, the calf has been playing up on and off for the last 3 to 5 years, Duck.
Old excuse, Paul.
Yeah, that's it. Labour pains, as Dennis Pagan would say.
Thank you,
I thought he was going to say the last 3 to 5 weeks. He said the calf's been playing up the last 3 to 5 years.
3 to 5 years.
It's long-term injury. So I did well just to actually get on the track.
Well done.
Gutsy effort.
Great call.
How many Ks?
14 for Red Z.
14.
Yeah. A few hills as well.
Yeah. Could have power walked it quicker.
True.
We're about 5 minutes away from this one starting and looking down at the Richmond forward line. I know we've spoken about Noah Bolter, but the one thing I love about him, Duck, is when he gets it, he doesn't miss. He's got a very uncomplicated kicking style, and he kicked 4 last week. He can snap them. So he looked like a rigid player in the back end. You thought, how does that transfer into the forward line? But he's got a fluent action.
He does. And don't worry about the goals for Noah at the moment. And you're right. So he got the 4. A couple of them were late, so they didn't really count. But what I like about him is he
in the
competes.
scorebook.
No, he competes. He doesn't get outmarked. So he can be outnumbered. And Ross, and that's, and I know coaches say this, but they actually mean it. You just can't, as a big key forward, you just can't be outmarked.
Well, your worst result, to back you up, your worst result is in the coach's box, you go in, the worst result is the opposition mark, and your midfielders and half-backs have got no time to squeeze up because the outlets are out and they go, pull the trigger and they're out.
Yeah.
Round the grounds, Choice Hotels, Ash.
Around the grounds, early into the final quarter, Blues by 17 points, 10-6-66. Hawthorn 7-7-49. In fact, the Hawks have just kicked a major, so the margin 11 to the Blues.
8-7-55.
Down by 41 points. They were at one stage, the Hawks, back within 11 points now, still plenty of time in the fourth quarter. Ross, just back to this game, a bit unusual to have both sides out here today with two genuine ruckmen playing. So Richmond have got Nankervis, Soldo. St Kilda have got their combination back, Marshall, Ryder. We don't usually see both teams having two genuine ruckmen.
And I think the Saints, their strength's been centre forward. Their pressure, they've been locking it in reasonably well and scoring from the front half. So, but we know Richmond defensive midfield really go quick and create scoring opportunities. So it could leave them vulnerable. Like we used to say pre-game, like, look, they might be able to catch it, but make them run. Have they got their skates on? So, you know, all they've got to do is bring it to ground and away they go.
That's going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on. We believe they're going to go tall at St Kilda in their forward line with Marshall or Ryder, and then, of course, they've got Hayes and Max King. But we do know, and speaking to Corey Enright, the biggest threat for Richmond is their slingshot counter-attack. Yeah. When they win the ball, and we saw them last week, particularly in the back half, they're going to go quick.
So it's
they're going to have to be able to
counterintuitive.
So
it's counterintuitive.
It is. I was going to bring it up. Like the Kangaroos we saw in the first week, if you've got three talls, you've got to be able to lock the ball in your front half, and it's going to be an issue.
Well, it's not locking the ball in the half either, I reckon, because those guys wouldn't be as good at retaining it as the smaller guys. So what it is, it's about marking the footy.
Well, who plays more? Who's the third tall? So you got Membry and you got King. Who's the one that?
Well, Jack Hayes. I think Jack Hayes is going to play forward now because they've got Marshall and Ryder to ruck. So they've got Marshall and Ryder as well.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. So they've got to match the aggression in there. So I understand that.
So marking the footy, that's what it's about.
Yeah, they're going to have to mark the ball.
Yep.
Quickly around the grounds as they do the toss out in the middle. Nankervis wins and he goes to the right of screen. Choice Hotels around the grounds. Need a break, book with Choice and save. ChoiceHotels.com. Australia up against England in the World Cup final for the women's. Alicia Healy made 170 off 138 balls. And Australia 5 for 356 off their 50 overs. England, after 4.2, are 1 for 26. So England need 331 runs off 274 balls.
I'm calling it. The Aussies are winning the World Cup.
Over.
All over.
All right, not far away from this one as the players start to come towards the bench. What are the benches down there, Robbo? Bob Jane T-Marts?
Haven't got those, mate.
They're walking towards you, Robbo.
They are.
There's 8 of them, Robbo.
Yeah. Big Soldo, Ralph Smith, Matty Parker, Jake Arts, and looks like
Parker,
Jack Graham as well.
Ralph Smith.
And we've got Crouch, Leinart, Wood, and also Hayes going to the bench of the Saints.
Well, how'd you know that? They're still in the huddle.
I just looked at the sheet.
Yeah.
Thank you, Duck. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, feed the whole team with Macca's 40-piece chicken McNuggets pack today. Available from 10:30 a.m. as now the St Kilda players come towards the bench. Robbo, how's the conditions down there? The roof is on.
Oh, well, the lid's on. It's immaculate. Fair crowd in too, Brownie. It took a fair while to get to the ground. We know that, Ross, don't we? So they've finally got here pre-bounce and good little atmosphere.
You know what?
Always a good first half this game.
True was a straggler, one of the stragglers in, just held us up trying to get in there, Robbo. It's very difficult.
So both teams getting in positions now. Good crowd building here, of course. Maddie's match been a wonderful cause, raising funds for bone marrow failure. A lot of purple.
I'm going to hitch my wagon to Bolter today. I reckon he's going to have a big game.
They're all set. Big Nankervis and Paddy Ryder back into the side for the Saints. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. It's a beautiful bounce and both rucks get up. Paddy Ryder tried to follow up. Gresham shovels out a little handball only as far as Baker. Here go the Tigers straight into the centre bounce. Just like last week. Bolter, instead of going for goal, gave the handball to Castagna. Back to Baker. Around the body. 13 seconds if you don't mind. The Tigers are on the board. We'll have to get Two-Man to find the record. But that's 13 seconds for a goal. Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard. Chain of handballs. finish with Liam Baker. What a start.
Oh, world record pace in there. The spread of the midfield, as we said about Bolton, centre forward, he just makes stuff happen. But 3 of them streaming out. Like, you're sitting in the box, you'd be going, how are 3 of them out goal side duck in the first 10 seconds of play?
Yeah, Bradley Hill second-guessed himself. If you look at the Harvey Norman, Brad Hill had an opportunity to come off, and he just stood. He just paddled.
He didn't come forward?
Yeah, he didn't come forward at the footy, and it just allowed Richmond to get through.
The spread, 3 of them out goal. He's so quick, Shea. He's great to watch.
Last week, Shea Bolton did the same. He had a kick inside the first 15 seconds.
Well, we spoke about 7 out of the middle. There's 1 in the first 13.
So where's the answer for the Saints early? Ball up in the middle. Marvel Stadium. Tigers get out again. Bolton will go long. Where's Bolter? 1-on-1 in the goal square. Bolter lets it go through for a goal. 2 goals in about 19 seconds. This is outrageous. They're on track to kick 100.
Well, that was quicker than the first.
Well, what you can't let him out goal side. He was 3. You've got to take back shoulder and push him into the traffic and the congestion. Beat me once, you're good luck. Beat me twice, Mike. About 3, get on him and push him in.
Oh, the runner would be coming out if Rossi was in the box right now.
2 straight 12, Richmond.
You wouldn't want to be the midfield coach. Who is it? That's St Kilda.
Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard. IJ Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop. Quickly, Ash. Choice hotels around the grounds. The Blues are just paddling.
Very tight. Blues by 5 points over the Hawks. Still 14 minutes to go before full time.
Oh, not anymore. Hawks about to hit the front.
Wow. Well, Ash will keep an eye on that one. We'll have to keep an eye on this one because it was Gresham who just hedged his bets. He went on the offensive side. Bolter waited. And all of a sudden, the Tigers have got 2 inside 2 minutes for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. Again, Nankervis wins the hit down to Hodgson, who's wrapped up by Paddy Ryder.
Well, even on that, Shea Bolton in the wrap-up, he was 3 metres out goal side. He's spinning forward. If someone doesn't take care of him, they're going to be in all sorts of trouble.
Well, we've seen it for years with Dustin Martin. It's Bolton who slipped forward, and the Tigers win another clearance. Go towards half forward. Tom Lynch has got a couple of metres on Howard. Had a little fumble. Baker kicks it along the ground. Inside 50. Brad Hill has to stay over the footy. Didn't really want to bar of it, did Brad Hill? And he's coughed it up out of bounds, deliberate.
Oh, get my man out of there. Put him on a wing. He's a running machine.
And it's Liam Baker who's going to take the free kick. He's going to kick it from inside 50, but he's up against the boundary line, wrong side for a right footer. He's not going to go for home. He's going to set it up to the top of the square. Well done, Wilkie. And now the Saints can just settle into this game because they're under all sorts of pressure.
Just it puts pressure on everybody else, Ross, when they don't get it right in the middle and the setup just falls down.
And you've had all week to prepare. It'd be really frustrating.
So all of a sudden your forwards start to get a bit anxious up the other end. The ball's not coming down. The defenders are under the pump as they move the ball to McKenzie. Left foot towards centre wing, and Nankervis gets back and takes a very easy mark. He'll give that to Jaden Short. Their best kick. He wants to go into the middle. He steps around Higgins. Right foot ball goes wide. Bouncing ball to McIntosh. He'll handball it back to Broad. Broad, left foot ball. That's a little one. They move it nicely to Ross. Ross turns around. Has to hold it up a little bit now. So Ross, another short ball, finds Jaden Short. 70 from home. Chips it inside forward 50. Baker's been everywhere. Steele got back. And Steele did really well. So the Saints, Bradley Hill forced across the boundary line with a boundary throw in. 2 straight 12 early. Saints hit the score. Only played a couple of minutes on the IJ Liquor scoreboard.
Well, I'm not just Richmond have owned the ball. What's possession count, Stu?
18-5.
Oof.
Saints just can't get a handle on this one at the moment, and they're going to defend again. It's inside 50 for the Tigers. Thrown in. Sinclair, who's moved on ball in recent weeks, wins that clearance, and Max King's going to get a free kick. So give their forwards chance to reset. King a long way from home. Back of the wing. Broadcast side here at Marvel Stadium. Goes short to McKenzie, who wants to go on his left. Has Membry on a long lead. Takes a nice mark. So first opportunity to go forward for the Saints. About 80 out from goal. He has Rowan Marshall, who started in the goal square. He's going to go in that direction. Goes to a one-on-one. Grimes, too good. Won the contest. Took a terrific mark. Welcome back, Dylan Grimes.
Switches the play to Bolter under pressure though. Coming in was Wilkie. Picked it off nicely. Saw the danger. And he'll go back from 45 out in a 45-degree angle.
Well, it was great play by Wilkie. He had his man covered and he read the cues. That long lateral switch. He's come forward 20 metres off his opponent for a great intercept.
Good presence of mind. You see so many players come in that situation, just happy to spoil it. he knew that he had the sit, and he came around and actually took the mark.
66 games of AFL football without registering a major. That's very unsatisfying. Left foot. He's got one now. And he looks pretty happy about it. And they all come. And they get to Wilkie, who kicks his first, and the Saints get theirs. 1 straight 6. Tigers are 2 straight 12. Fast start at Marvel.
Well, just settle the nerves a little bit for the Saints. As you said, like that, their defence would have been worried about what's going on in the midfield. But they hit the scoreboard. But the ability for Grimes to outmark Marshall in that contest was a worry. They got the tools there. That must come to ground, like the Duck was talking about earlier.
Triple M Seabus super special comments this afternoon. Wayne Carey, Ross Lyon, delivering consistent long-term returns for members. Seabus for all of us. 1 goal the margin. Fast start in this one at Marvel. It was well read by Wilkie. Read the cues, cut it off, and gets his first goal in AFL football. Had a bit of right to left on it. A little bit of Jordan Dawson style. Doesn't matter, they all count, and the Saints needed that. So they can settle into this one now for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. Then Curvis Ryder. Sinclair again, over the footy. Couldn't take possession. Cochin flicks out the handball to Edwards, who shoveled it out wide to McIntosh. Ralph Smith, who was good last week against the Giants, coming off half-back, that kick too wide. Out of bounds on the full. So it'll be Line it, the former Port Adelaide player, getting a chance at the Saints. Called the play on. Steps around Parker, just buys himself a few more metres, and now again we'll go in that one-on-one between Marshall and Grimes. Marshall was able to bring it to ground. Higgins with the crumb, gave it to Crouch. Butler slipped out the goal side, took the mark, 52 metres out, wants to wheel and go. Richmond have been able to get numbers back inside 50, so he pulls the kick into the pocket. Gee, it was a clever kick. Could have almost been paid. And the umpire said out of bounds on the full. Rowan Marshall didn't agree. And I reckon he was a bit stiff, Rowan Marshall.
You wait for the Triple M Harvey Norman replay screen. Have a look at that. Net in your laptop or mobile shop, Harvey Norman. We have all the big brands. Long ball looking for Nankervis. Free kick given away. Steele took the advantage. Went into Marshall. He's got this one. He looks at the boundary umpire and said, I don't need you. And I've marked it. It was definitely a look left to the boundary umpire.
It was.
So Marshall, 30 out directly in front. Lucky free kick, I thought.
Yeah, it was. And good work rate from Marshall.
Career set shots, 26-29. Closes his eyes. Looks like a change in routine for Marshall. Works nicely. Second goal to the Saints, and we're all square. 2 straight 12 apiece. 8 minutes 16 gone in the first quarter. Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard.
Well, you're really pleased with that, with the tall, the presence.
Absolutely, and for all the excitement and the flashy start, Richmond go bang bang, and now the games settle down a little bit, and all of a sudden St Kilda find themselves in a really good position and just controlling the last couple of minutes.
Robbo, Bob Jane Team Arts.
And that's exactly what it was down on the bench. A bit of finger pointing earlier. Those first 2 goals for the Tigers. Everything's settled. There's a few smiles down here now, so good for the Saints.
Buy 3, get 1 free and instant cash back on Bridgestone, Yokohama, Goodyear, Dunlop and the legendary all-rounder bobjane.com.au.
But I like the kick to the top of the square. I didn't understand Butler's quick to the boundary and to the pocket when he had numbers representing at the top of the square. Low percentage spot.
2 goals apiece for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. Triple M Rocks footy. Marshall now goes into the ruck. Crouch. Tackled by Cochin. Steele. Ball still inside the centre circle. And again, Cochin wrapped up. Umpire's going to try and let him sort it out and eventually force the ball it up. Soldo slaps it out to the wing. Only as far as McKenzie for St Kilda. Coming the other way. Did it well. Getting the free kick was Mason Wood. Got the bright green boots on, and he's got a beautiful left leg, so he just wheels and gets it in deep because they got the tools. It's Hayes this time, and again Grimes did really well to halve the contest. Higgins wrapped up in a strong tackle from Tarrant, took him into the ground. Umpire said play on. King with a snap around the body, through for a behind. Crowd involved in this one too early. Saints 2-1-13, Tigers 2 straight 12.
Choice Hotels around the ground, Ash.
Hawks by 1 point over the Blues. 8 minutes remaining before full time.
Tigers go looking for Parker on centre wing, and he doesn't let them down. Marks on his chest. Bolton doubles back. So too does Lynch. He asks Lynch to come back up at him now. The kick is nice to Lynch. Marks it nicely. Bolton, he's everywhere at the moment. Just need to get to him quickly, but the Saints get back with numbers and they sense the danger.
Just had to give that ball off, didn't he, Lynch?
So Lynch took a long time, as Duck said. Inside forward 50, the fist comes. Parker opportunity. Parker right foot snap. Parker goal. So this is a really open, fast start game of football. 3 straight 18, the Tigers, 2-1-13. The Saints, 5-point margin, IJ Liquor scoreboard.
Well, it was Parker the one that Lynch should have given the handball to, and he just followed up. He just followed up front and square. Really nice finish, and we saw him last week, Ross, and he showed some really good signs.
Well, he's got a lot of attributes.
He's athletic. He's quick.
Aerial, ground.
Yeah,
but
that was a really classy finish.
But to your point, I think it was Soldo that bought. There was a spare St Kilda defender coming across, but they got the fist in. Just caused that spill. I like that they went to the top of the square and not wide and brought the crummer into it.
Of course, former Saint, Matty Parker, they let him go and he's having his second chance and making the most of it, the Tigers chew.
Yeah, Triple M Red Z, we've had 9 entries combined, but for 5 majors. That's 56% goal scoring efficiency, league average 22.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Who's going to win this centre clearance? It's St Kilda. Seb Ross towards centre half forward. Gresham, quick handball to Membry, who gets it out wide to McKenzie, who's on his left boot. He's going to go for home from 50. Will it fade back? Hits the post. Gee whiz. Fast deck here at Marvel Stadium. Both sides got their offence going. It's St Kilda 2-2-14, trailing the Tigers 3 straight 18. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard.
Short goes to Broad.
More stadiums with the roof, I say. That's what it talks to.
Broad, short ball finds Graham, just outside defensive 50. So Graham marks the footy. He looks upfield. He's got Lynch and also Bolton. Bolton goes to the front and centre. Lynch gets the push out, not paid. Battle. Standing start, wasn't his best kick, but landed in the hands. Gresham got it out to McKenzie, who lost the boot. Now has to go back to Gresham. Gresham, left foot underground ball. Bounce was good for the Saints. He got it out towards Higgins. Runs the arc and goes back inside forward 50. Pickett will get back and almost poleaxes a couple of St Kilda players. That'll be a free kick to the Saints.
Had to be. 6 of the last 7 inside 50s for the Saints, so dominant little period.
And while he's lining up for the shot, we just go back to Battle. He come forward 30. It was great team defence. He come 20 metres, played assertive on Bolter, but the St Kilda player in the corridor then rolled around to cover Bolter and it allowed Battle to pick up the ball and go forward. Great team defence.
Big Tim Membry, local Traralgon tough man. 15 out directly in front, gets his first. 3 goals apiece. The Saints lead by 2 points. 20 plays 18. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard. Here's Wayne Carey.
Yeah, so they've had a dominant 5 minutes. The Saints, as I said, 6 of the last 7 inside 50s and putting it on the scoreboard now. And around the grounds with 6 minutes to go in the last quarter, the Blues a goal in front.
Thanks, Tommy. Tommy Layev.
Who's Tommy?
Nearly around the ground sitting with. Who was his mate caller?
We didn't even call
Harry
around
Beitzel
the
and
ground.
Bill
Harry
Jacobs.
Beitzel.
Swap Mackay.
Well, I just thought I'd give it.
Swap
because
Mackay, Whaley
It's a
Park.
pretty big game, and yeah.
McDonald's, you can feed the whole family with the Macca's 40-piece chicken McNuggets pack today, available from 10:30am. 3 goals apiece. Saints lead by 2 points. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Soldo slaps it forward. Webster came off the line, met Bolton. Saints win the footy, line it, gets the 1-2 and then tries to go wide to Wanganeen. Miller up, picked off by Pickett. Wants to get it moving. Just scunges one inside 50. Well done, line it. Clever pick up, then goes back. Pickett missed the tackle. Under all sorts of pressure, the Saints defenders. Pickett again. Can he keep it in? Just inside the boundary line, 50 metres out. Gives it to Graham. Can he find a mark inside 50? It's a risky kick, goes towards centre half forward. Saints have got the numbers. Gresham again with a clever handball. And Sinclair's got a ton of space. Takes 2 bounces. He can keep running. Instead, he wants to kick the ball towards Higgins in front. Takes the mark. Quick transition from the Saints. And Higgins will go back to try and kick St Kilda's 4th goal.
Well, you called it, Joey, the lateral ball to the top of the arc was a risky kick. It was all or nothing, but the Saints turned it over and it just was gateway down to the other end.
This was well done by Sinclair, and just a good kick, just weighted nicely, put it to the advantage of Higgins.
I thought Rioli was in a position to fly, and he's been intercepting really well.
4 goals last week for Higgins, 27-30 set shot for his career. That's a beauty. He's up and about too against his former side, Jack Higgins. And the Saints have kicked 4 on the trot. They're 4-2-26. Richmond 3 straight 18. Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard. IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
Tell you what it is it's a bruise-free type of game so far. It's up and down the ground, man. Give us some stats that back that up, please.
Combined, we've only had 4 tackles, 2 apiece. The league average.
That's how we like it played.
Yeah, league average this year is 20 per quarter.
Looked like 2 players who didn't really know how to defend there. Ralph Smith was one who didn't have body. No body at all on Higgins and just allowed him to run up at the footy. But the other one was Rioli, who should have been third man in, should have marked that, sending it back the other way.
Which he's been doing really well. I think he's a really high intercept player in the AFL over the last couple of weeks as well, Chu.
Yeah, spot on, Ross, for Triple M Red Z.
Of course, kicked 4 of the last 5 have St Kilda.
Averaging about a goal a minute in this game.
For McDonald's and Remont Water, Triple M Rocks footy in the middle, the Saints by 8. Out of the middle they go, down towards half forward, bouncing ball, King got over his head, Tarrant was there, picked it up, Crouch, right foot, high ball, into the pocket, Wilkie was there, so too was Hayes, keeping the ball in, dangerous kick in, but Dow gets the mark, and on his chest saves the day for the Tigers.
Was that Higgins again, was it?
Yep.
He might have injured himself here. I hope he's all right. He looks like he's
taking a while to
get.
I think he'll be okay, Duck.
Like an Energizer bunny at the moment, isn't he? Jack Higgins.
The ball comes out, and Paddy Ryder, good to see him back. Short ball, and he finds Lynett.
They're going to come into the corridor. Couple of lefties. Webster. Sinclair back to Webster, and now they're forced just to retreat. Richmond have got everyone behind the footy, so Dougal Howard kicks it as long and far as he can to the big tools inside 50. Hayes got his hands to it, couldn't take the mark. Thompson Dow goes back, and then they get a forward kick towards Castagna, who takes a mark, sliding in front of the boundary line.
Well, last week, Richmond against GWS intercepted a lot on their half-back line, but those tools are just bringing it to ground really well for St Kilda.
Going to go long down the line towards the wing. Tom Lynch and Soldo are in this contest. Jack Graham, tackle without the footy. Umpire said play on. Battles in there. Right up, flicks it out only as far as Pickett. A lot of numbers around this footy, so it spills out to Wanganeen Miller, who goes towards half forward. Membry and Broad, neither can take the mark. Jaden Short gets back and mops up and goes into the corridor, top of the goal square to Rioli, and they switch, the transfers on.
He's got Ross and Baker back to Ross with a handball. Ralph Smith run on it nicely, got it back to Ross. He's had 3 possessions in the chain down towards Lynch. Can't mark it. Got out the back. Bolt with an opportunity. Just put the ball in Lynch's favour. And then Lynch went with the outside of the boot and kicked a ripper. Soldo did his best to wreck it on the line. But in the end, it was a goal to Lynch. And the Tigers get one back. 2 points the difference. The Saints are 26. The Tigers are 24. Let's go around the grounds. Choice Hotels at the MCG.
It's the Blues by 1 point over the Hawks. Just over 3 minutes remaining.
Need a break, book direct and save with choicehotels.com. Here's Ross and Duck.
Well, a great transition from Richmond all the way from the half-back line. Their runners really got to work there. Ralph Smith over that run, Ross, and just a beautiful finish from Lynch. The composure to pick it up almost the outside of his boot. And a beautiful finish.
Robbo, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Jack Higgins bought himself off. You know he got smashed in that tackle. The doctor's looking at the video right now. He's been in the hands of Dr. Stone. And you know that Higgins has had problems with his head before. So just walking around the boundary now, just gathering himself together. But they'll make an assessment on Jack Higgins.
Choice Hotels around the grounds.
Still the Blues by 1 point over the Hawks. Just over 2 minutes remaining, Joey.
It's amazing. Just keeping an eye on that game. A couple of plays gone to ground when they should have kept their feet with the Blues.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. Jack Steele holding the ball. Cochin.
Duck's doing specials on both games.
Yeah, just keep an eye on this one for us, Duck. Cochin goes towards one-on-one. Lynch and Howard. Ball spills to the ground. Where are the Crummers? There they are. Castagna to Pickett. He'll have a shot from 45. Doesn't bring it back far enough. Just sneaks in. The first blemish of the afternoon for Richmond. They're 4-1-25. St Kilda 4-2-26. Triple M IGA Liquor scoreboard. IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop. Just fill us in if anything happens there, True Man.
Yep, we'll do. Robbo, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, trouble for the Tigers too. Tarrant down in the rooms had had a look at his right hand. So Higgins being assessed, Tarrant in the rooms.
50-metre penalty against the Tigers. Free kick to Dougal Howard. Quick update, Ash. Choice Hotels around the ground.
Yeah, Blues by 1 point over the Hawks. 1:27 remaining.
No one on the mark, so Howard goes long with a strong one. Down towards the 50-metre line. It gets over the back of everyone and then bounces out of bounds. So a point the difference at the MCG. How long to go, Ash?
1:23.
Just seeing the Triple M Harvey Norman replay of the Jack Higgins. He sort of got ragdolled in towards the point post and then come off and down the race, so let's hope he's okay.
Ball thrown in, 20 out from the St Kilda goal. Butler picks it up. He has a snap and another goal for the Saints. Another former Tiger. And the Smalls are looking lively. St Kilda 5-2-32, Richmond 4-1-25. And we've still got plenty of time in this first quarter.
Yeah, and that's why you want Higgins to come back on, because Higgins and Butler, they're the live wires, their speed. Just worrying the Tigers.
Well, they've lit the fuse down there, haven't they?
Yeah.
Like, it just set their team alight with their pace and their danger. But the two ex-Tigers are wreaking carnage at ground level.
9 goals in the quarter combined, obviously, and still 8.5 minutes to go.
Well, they're missing some old heads down there, the Tigers, aren't they? No Vlosten, no Ashbury. We've got Tarrant off the ground. They're quite young, and they look a little bit vulnerable.
Robbo Bob Jane Team Marts, Tarrant's come out from the race.
Yeah, Tarrant's out, sitting on the front bench, so to me it looks like he's okay. No strapping on that right hand. Higgins still in the rooms.
So a fast start, 9 goals kicked in the first half of this first quarter at Marvel. It's rock and rolling everywhere. Pickett picked it up, got it out towards Dan Curvis, off hands, ground level. Short, goes wide. Ross has been everywhere at the moment. Had a runner on the inside, elect not to go there. Now he goes inside forward 50 to Leeds. Good, the kick's great, but it's got out the back. Great front and centre, across the body. And there's through for a rush behind to Castagna.
Who was that?
26 plays 32. Ash, Choice Hotels around the ground.
Yeah, Blues by 1 point over the Hawks. 13 seconds remaining. They have the ball in the back half of the ground, but they have possession.
Looks like the Blues are going to win that. They're going to hold on by a point after leading by 41 points for Choice Hotels. Kick goes towards half forward for St Kilda. Grimes did well, got it to McIntosh, not 15. Cochin back to McIntosh along the boundary line on the wing. Goes towards Tom Lynch, who this time works Dougal Howard under the footy and takes a nice contested mark, and he'll go back for his second. 50 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Well, it's a hectic game here, and it's just an up and down from arc to arc. And the key forwards are getting some real looks one-on-one with this quick transitioning of the ball.
So Howard had been good a couple of contests playing from behind. That time was in front. Lynch did the body work. And he'll launch from right on the 50-metre logo to level up the scores. Misses to the left. So they trail by 5 points. The Tigers, Choice Hotels around the grounds all over.
Full-time Blues, 11-8-74 defeated the Hawks by 1 point, 11-7-73. Joey, 66,317 people at the G. What a crowd.
Wow.
Hill does the kicking in only as far as Broad, who outpointed King. Umpire calls him to play on. Now settles on a long one inside 50. Soldo with a fly from the side. Can't mark it. He got out the back. Jimmy Webster tried to run through a tackle and he got brought to the ground. He had prior, but the umpire said no, he didn't. And they're going to have a ball up. Bit of a push and shove in there from a few players. Lynch is in there. Wilkie as well. The ball up. 20 out.
Just on that goal. King making the lead. It's a missed kick. He's got Broad. What can you do as a key forward to try and halve that?
Edwards, Cochin, ground level, handball, Nan Curvis, smothered off the boot, the Saints edge it out, big ball here for Membry, did well, attacked it, got the ball out, Butler's quick, can he pick it up? He can't, going to be turned over. The Saints need some numbers around this one, can they get it through? Rioli was good, got it to Cochin.
He's going to sell Jaden Short under all sorts of pressure, well done from Dan Butler. Gee whiz, they were out there, St Kilda too. If they hadn't have had the little fumble, there was a certain goal to Jack Steele.
Yeah, and King,
big contest.
And King's by himself for a long time, wasn't he?
40 metres clear in the arc. Grimes got caught in the contest.
Real aggressive defence in this one. Offence is dominating defence at the moment. Not sure Ross lined like this, but it's a good game of footy. Cochin to Ross. Takes the mark. Gives it to Edwards. Oh, just took his eye off it. A little fumble. Rioli, he had a fumble as well. Pressure's pretty hot. Goes back and gets it. That time he was clean, Rioli. Pops it to the top of the square. Parker's got his eyes on the footy. Takes the mark. Players coming from everywhere. Matty Parker kept his eye on it. And he's going to kick his second from straight in front. He's slow to get to his feet.
Copped a good one too.
Yeah.
He kept his eye on the ball. Who kicked it in there, Joey, on the left?
Rioli.
Well, because he had another forward in his vision on the left beautifully, and he went to the top of the square. Fortunately, Parker from the off-ball side. But there's bodies flying. It's up and down the ground. We love this football, Joey.
My God, what a start. What a great game of footy to put the Tigers back in front. Parker for his second. 5 goals apiece. And we've only played 25 minutes in this first term. 5-3-33, St Kilda 5-2-32. Triple M IJ, I think, a scoreboard.
Well, he's been fantastic, Parker, hasn't he? His follow-up work. And as I said off the top, Richmond, the fast start, Bolton had 2 disposals and a goal in the first minute and a half, Joey. Hasn't touched it since, Bolton. So he needs to find another way now. He needs to work back into the game. We know he's got talent, but I tell you what, Parker, he's been terrific.
Triple M Red Z lending stats, Ash. What about the other game? Who are the big ball winners?
And that other game between the Blues and the Hawks for Triple M Red Z Brownie. 33 touches to Doherty, 32 to Walsh, 31 to Cripps, 30 to Kennedy for the Hawks, 27 to Giath, and a couple of majors to Dylan Moore for the Hawks.
Cripps kick any goals?
Patrick Cripps, 1 goal, 1.
For McDonald's Ream Hot Water, there's that man Bolton out of the middle again. Bolter!
BB.
Fast movement by the Tigers.
3 touches, 3 goals he set up.
And this man, I think, could become the best kick in the competition. He has mechanically the best looking kick, and I heard...
Gee, you've hitched your wagon.
Oh, wow.
I am hitching my wagon.
Jeez.
I'll have a look at this.
Gee,
This
Cameron
is
doesn't miss too many.
One of the great sets. Cameron missed an easy one
Not
last
sure
night.
about his grip.
Big Bolter. This will go straight through at the city end. Bolter from 50. Have a look at that! 6 to the Tigers. And Bolter gets his first 7-point lead, 6-3, 5-2. 4.5 minutes to go for the IJ Liquor scoreboard.
11 goals, 4 from set shots in his career. So he is an accurate kick, but he's a bit like Ben Brown. He's not textbook, doesn't look great, the technique, but it's effective.
Straight lines.
And that's all you want to do. You're right, Brown. He runs straight to the goal. He's got a good, clean, efficient ball drop. Drops straight, kicks through it. Therefore, he's accurate.
Robbo, Bob Jane T-Mart, Saints made a sub.
Yeah, big news that Jag Higgins is out of the game. We know that he had a brain bleed and surgery in 2019. He's whacked his head. He brought himself off the ground. He's been in the rooms. Doctors in and out. They've had a good look at the video. So Ben Long, the medical sub, straight onto the ground. So that has been Jack Higgins out for the afternoon.
Ash.
Triple M Red Z. Richmond 6 centre clearances for 3 goals, 2.
Boy, oh boy. McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy. St Kilda win this centre clearance and it goes wide towards half-back. Oh, nice move by Short. Did a little shimmy and then it goes on his left boot to about 50 metres. Bolter's got a couple of Saints to beat. Liam Baker with a strong tackle. Locks the ball up 50 metres out from the Tigers' goal.
Well, as good as it is 3-2 out of the middle, it's an unhealthy reliance. If the Saints can tidy up that aspect of the game and keep everything else going, they're in great shape.
So high ball, Richmond going inside 50 again. Parker been everywhere, and Parker's marked another one.
He did the Membry, the 2 feet jump.
This is for goal number 3 in the first quarter for Parker.
Playing like Spider-Man. Peter Parker.
Jumps up over the 2 of them, and Duck just rolling with his own jokes and laughing at them.
That was Joey giggling.
So Parker. They led by 8 points not that long ago, the Saints, and the Tigers got the last 3. This for a 13-point margin. Umpire tells him to get on his way, pretty much directly in front. He'll kick from 40. He's kicked 2. This is for 3. Parker eases it. The umpire does too much work. Off to the right, through for 1 behind, and it's an 8-point margin, 6-4-40. The Saints are 5-2-32. Triple M. IJ Liquor scoreboard.
Well, he didn't come in with the rhythm that Bolter does on his shots for goal. He just stuttered in.
Still got 3 minutes left in this opening quarter. What an entertaining quarter it's been. The ball gets over the back from that kick in, out of bounds. Just forward to the centre for Richmond. Some of the ball winners, Chew, for Red Z lending in this game.
For the Tigers, 7 apiece to Short and Ross, 6 to Cochin. For the Saints, 7 to Gresham and 6 to Lynett.
Red Z lending loans for the self-employed. Marshall and Nankervis. A lot of numbers around this ball. Thompson Dow couldn't get his arms free. Good tackle, Jack Steele. And the Saints, they see their intent. They want to get it moving. It was Crouch that took the advantage. Probably wasn't on, so they've had to flick it around by hand. Brad Hill goes back to Josh Battle, who's now forced to kick it long under pressure towards the wing. Nankervis stood tall, couldn't take the mark on the third bite. Seb Ross stayed down, got it to Butler. Quick kick to a one-on-one. Membry and Broad. King comes to support, so does Grimes. And the Tigers outnumber. It's now with Rioli. Oh, did it nicely. Stepped around Butler. Ross. Broad. Broke the long tackle and then put the handball under pressure for Short. Cochin did it well, swept it wide to Pickett. Now he's got a bit of time.
Rode that bump beautifully, Broad. Got this one set up. Parker from the side. He stays down with Bolton. Got it out to Bolter. Can he get the handball back? Parker's been everywhere. He's got Bolton on the outside. Gives it to him now. Had a little bit of a fumble. Bradley Hill did well. Worried him out of it at the end. Handball fan Steele. Steele turned one around the body. Went to centre wing. Broad was up. Got it down to Rioli. Rioli pops him back inside forward 50. Bolton's the only flyer. Can't mark it at ground level. Jimmy Webster got it, and the Saints will clear.
There was a nice kick from Howard too. Found Sinclair at centre-half back. And again, they want to run and gun the Saints. Gresham back to Sinclair. Got a bit of speed in this midfield now, St Kilda. Good kick, finds Hayes. If he gets it moving, Long's got some space. He does. Will it sit for him? Grimes left his opponent and did it really well, Dylan Grimes. That's why they've won 3 flags, the Tigers. Left his man, knocked over Long, got the ball out of bounds.
And just structurally what's happening at the stoppage is Richmond are putting their high forward into the stoppage and St Kilda are taking a +1. But Richmond are really running and chaining the ball out of stoppages like they did last year against the Saints, employing the same method.
Crouch wins that clearance, gets it to Steele, and now Benny Patton from 55. His kick partially smothered. Hayes met solidly from Grimes. Butler now. Oh, got a bit of challenge to snap around the body for his second. Butler. And all the boys playing against their former sides are on fire. He's got his second. And St Kilda get back to within 2 points, 6-2-38. Richmond 6-4-40. Still over a minute on the clock.
Well, it was a really good goal, but I think it was just a broken tackle, allowed him to break clear of that. It might have been Jack Ross that missed the tackle on him. He's too strong a body and just beautiful snap.
What are the tackles at the moment, Shoeman?
9-5 Richmond's way. 14 we've had for the quarter.
Well, just right at the minute at different stages. St Kilda's speed. They're really, really wanting to get that ball moving quickly, aren't they? Putting the Richmond defenders under some real pressure and that keeping the ball alive. Well, that's what you want to do up there, and Butler's made them pay.
Well, both forward lines look to be really efficient, Drew. What are the efficiencies?
We look at the Tigers. They're going at 6 goals from 18 entries, so they're going at about 33%.
Yep.
Saints going at 50%.
For McDonald's Room Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy, minute 19 to go before quarter time. Pickett worked his way to the ground level and got it to Rioli. Rioli's handball went wild. Dow up and under ball to half forward. A bouncing one went past, but Bolter and a couple of others, and Bradley Hill will lead it. He wants it out of bounds, and he's going to get it out of bounds, I think, and he does. So a boundary throw in right on the 50 for the Tigers. 33 and a half gone. It's been a long quarter. 12 goals kicked, 40 plays, 38. Nankervis up against Marshall, right on the 50. Marshall works his way to the front. The throw-in went a bit long. That'll be a free kick to Crouch. Tackle without the footy against Big Nankervis. A bit overzealous, and Crouch from half-back down to 45 seconds.
Oh, it's a bit of a dangerous kick for Marshall. It was well read by Rioli, but missed the spoil. Gresham mops up. Steele to Wilkie. That was better pressure for the Tigers, although a push paid against Pickett as he kicked the footy. Not a lot in that one, but it'll come back to Wilkie. Looked like it was in the side, and the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Umpire said just in the back. So Wilkie, who kicked his first goal in AFL footy to get the Saints rolling in this game, goes long towards half forward. Still time, 20 seconds left. Nankervis, quick kick through the hands of Cochin. Bolton. Cochin wrapped up, and he did well not to let it go. Cochin, ball security, gets a stoppage. 10 seconds left in the quarter, right on centre wing.
Tackling machines, still. He's probably had all their tackles, has he?
Yeah, he's had about half of them. He's had more tackles than any other player since 2017, Duck.
How many tackles he had today, Ash?
Yeah, for Triple M Red Z, he's had 2.
So, counting down towards quarter time. And what an entertaining quarter of football it was. 6-4-40 the Tigers. They lead by 2 points over the Saints to a 6-2-38. Jack Higgins is off the ground with suspected concussion. We'll get down to Robbo after the break. But for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
feed the whole team with Macca's 40-piece Chicken McNuggets pack today. Available from 10:30am.
Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
Things that make you go, oh. I love having a mow.
Yeah,
you get off the mower, you
mow.
stand back, you go, oh yeah.
The thing that makes me go, oh, is the first mouthful of a nice cold beer.
Oh, it's so true, Mick.
Bridget's getting to bed with freshly shaved legs.
Yes.
Taking your grower off at the end of the long day.
I know exactly how you feel.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
When my kids' plus ones bring their plus ones, we're going to need more McNugs delivered. Welcome to my world.
Get tonight's dinner delivered with the 40 chicken McNugget pack and new spicy sticky barbecue sauce from Macca's. McDelivery available at select locations. Whoa, check this out. Bottom Art's giving away 5 content creator kits. Just pick up a specially marked Jack Daniels and Cola 10-pack for $42.99 and enter online.
Wow, you could win an Apple MacBook, a Canon digital SLR package, a premium drone with heaps of accessories, even a photography course.
They've also got my favourite beer on special, a 24-pack of Victoria Bitters, $49.99.
Great price. The comp ends soon though.
Way ahead of ya!
Good time start at Bottle Marts.
See website for T's and C's. 1 hour delivery available in selected areas. Download the app, catalogue out now.
Code is the ultimate sports site for footy lovers. Get in-depth stories from the game's best writers, plus podcasts and videos. Whether you're into AFL or NRL, personalise your feed with my code and go deeper into the footy with codesports.com.au.
Snowy was a legend of the bush. Every Easter, with his trusty swag by his side, he'd drive to the middle of nowhere. And at Sparrow's Fart, he'd hike the biggest mountain, searching for that one bar in his phone. All for Snowy's Easter camping and outdoor gear. Because you can't stop a legend from the lowest prices in Australia. Yes. Well, unless you're standing on an ants nest. Snowies.com.au. Easter camping and outdoor gear for legends.
Hurry into IGA today for great late week specials on Sanitarium Up and Go 3x2 50ml selected varieties, only $2.40 each. That's half price. Offer ends Sunday, April 3 while stocks last. Excludes IGA Express and local grocer.
The Listener app is the new home of Triple M footy.
Oh, yes!
And you'll find every Triple M call of every AFL game.
Big atmosphere here tonight.
Everywhere.
We're at the Triple M CG. Party time at the Gabba. Game on and off the stadium.
No matter where you are, stream the Triple M Footy Call live. Download the Listener app now. Sign up, choose your team, and you won't miss a game of the AFL season.
Listener.
There has never been a better time to buy a shed. And if you want to buy a Best Shed, then you've got to get into Best Sheds. Buy now during their massive autumn sale for huge savings. Spend $10K, save $1,000. Spend $20K, save $2,500. Spend $40K and you'll save a huge $6,000. All Best Sheds are Australian owned and manufactured and come with a 20-year warranty. Don't miss out on the huge autumn deals at Best Sheds. Hurry, limited time only. Go to bestsheds.com.au.
It's time to meet the pack. Check out the Husky range of skid steer loaders, mini excavators and scissor lifts. Top class pedigree, loyal and hard-working for the toughest earth-moving and construction jobs. See the full range at huskyconstructionequipment.com.au.
Shut up. The footy's on Triple M. Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert teams and a huge range of electrical products and services. Beacon makes every tradie's job easier.
Great game of footy at Marvel. 12 goals kicked in the first quarter, end-to-end rock and rolling start. The Tigers 6-4-40. The Saints are 6-2-38. Parker has a couple, so too does Butler. But that was one of the best quarters of footy attacking style I've seen this year. The footy's been really good. Let's hand out to Robbo. There was a lot happening down on the boundary for Bob Jane T-Marts in that first term.
And the major one is Jack Higgins. We know that he got a head knock there and brutal tackle, really, down in that forward pocket. Had brain bleed and surgery in 2019, so fingers crossed. He did come out of the rooms, Brownie, and did sit on the back bench, so that's a good sign, the fact that he's up and about and walking around. But the sub's been made, Ben Long, in for the Saints, so that's an early change.
Ash, Triple M Red Z lending stats from that first quarter.
Shea Bolton, he's a number 1 ranked player. Quality in terms of disposals, 5 touches only, but he's had 4 score involvements, a centre clearances and kicked a major. Just some other leading ball winners, Short with 9, Ross with 8, Cochin 7. And for the Saints, 9 to Gresham and 6 to Howard and Ross and Crouch.
Well, we said about both playmakers again in the game, they make things happen. Gresham and Shea Bolton, and that's happened. But I'd rather be the Saints scoring off turnover, 4 goals off turnover to Richmond's 1-1. But Richmond have relied on centre square bounce clearances, 3-2. I think if Ratton gets his centre square and his midfield coach, I think it's Ben McGlynn in order. They're in better shape at this point. They're taking a +1, a spare defender around the ground clearances because Richmond are putting up a forward to try and spit out Shea Bolton. So, and Richmond, and I like what St Kilda are doing, they're teasing their 6 forwards up, trying to keep Richmond at count. Richmond don't like it. They're trying to play a deep winger back to release a short or a broad. So St Kilda got it on their terms by the centre square bounce.
Yeah, that's exactly right. In general play, you say St Kilda, just those centre bounces, and Bolton is the difference between St Kilda being right on top here, but a great game of footy last night, today. Well, Joe, you do this for free.
Absolutely. Where else would you rather be? Hey, don't ask these two. Where else would you rather be on a Sunday afternoon than listening to Triple M footy for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water underway? It's Gresham again. Wins the centre clearance, handballs to Ross, now Steele. Has a bit of time, heard the umpire call, touched off the boot. So it's Hayes and Gibcus, a couple of newbies. Ralph Smith taking in a tackle, ball up inside 50 for St Kilda.
I like that matchup though, like Hayes just moved Hipkiss, who's a young first year player, off the ball, almost a big contested mark.
Soldo slaps it down to Dow, Steele, and we'll have a secondary stoppage, 50 metres out. We see Jack Higgins on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay, got the jacket on. Robbo's told us, concussion, and of course some health concerns for him in the past, so we hope he's okay. As St Kilda get that clearance out wide. Max King, haven't seen a lot of him so far in the first quarter. They haven't needed him yet, the Saints. Did this last week. Clever though that time, couldn't get the handball out. Mason Wood was able to step on the left from the boundary, top of the square. Wanganeen Miller up through his hands, and then Grimes has just dropped it cold. Ben Long with a strong tackle, top of the goal square. And the Saints are going to get the first of the second term. Ben Long just came out of nowhere.
Been a real trend. We've seen a bit of that, haven't we? Where defenders have just thought they've had a little bit more time than what they have. And I mean, it's part of the game that's just gone through the roof, hasn't it? That forward pressure.
Forward pressure, yeah, lights the fuse for the whole team. And he's rocking a great mullet here too, isn't he?
Here's Benny Long, the medical sub, squeezes it home. St Kilda get the first of the second term and they hit the lead again. They go 7-2-44, St Kilda 6-4-40. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert teams and a huge range of electrical products and services. Beacon makes every tradie's job easier.
And that's part of the St Kilda trait this year. They've really improved their centre forward possession gains, number 2 in the league. So that forward pressure from Butler and Long's really working well for them. I'm not sure it was a signature for them last year. I could be wrong, but certainly on trend.
Two cell towers around the ground. Ash, just an update on what happened at the MCG.
The Blues defeated the Hawks by 1 point, 11-8-74 to Hawthorn, 11-7-73. First time the Blues have won their opening 3 games since 2012.
But I was about to ask you, two-man, well done.
6 lead changes so far here at Marvel, and the Saints back in front by 4 points. Crouch, small ball, only as far as Ross, who was tied up and dropped the footy. Advantage paid, still went inside forward 50, and getting in front was Tarrant. Sorted that one out pretty easy, the former Kangaroo. Kick hung in the air a little bit, but eventually got the broad.
Yeah, just watch King there. Just look for the body on Tarrant. Tarrant read the flight of the footy. King felt for the body.
Broad, sold some candy. Did it nicely too, around Butler. And then he looked back at his former teammate and said, I bet you didn't know I had that in the trick bag. And he goes out of bounds on centre. England, a boundary throw in. They're having a good old-fashioned belly laugh about it beyond play.
And I love your point, though. King's, what's his strength? He's athletic. He's just got to launch at the ball.
Ball thrown in, right on centre wing. Soldo got up high but didn't touch the footy. Steele started this quarter well. Couldn't quite get the hands free. Crouch on hands and knees. Shovels it out to Wanganeen Miller, who gives it to Seb Ross, who goes towards the 50-metre line. A free kick's going to be paid. Robbie Tarrant did a bit too much work on Max King off the ball. So Max King's going to take the free kick.
Turn around, son.
50 metres out, he's going to kick this 45-degree angle.
Well, St Kilda's clearance work at the start of this quarter has been fantastic. I reckon they've won the last 3, 2 out of the middle and around the ground. So big improvement.
Spot on, Ross. 2 out of the middle, 4 zip overall.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Brownie, think there was much in it?
They were both holding each other.
Well, they tend to favour the forwards in this situation. 11 free kicks to 2 to the Saints. Can King get his first? From right on 50. Leans back on it, drifts across for a behind. 7-3-45. Richmond 6-4-40. 4.5 minutes, second term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Short to do the kicking in. Finds Tarrant. Back to Short again. Long ball towards centre wing. Lynch needs to make a contest. He did in the end, but gave away a free kick. No, going to be a free kick to Lynch. A block. So he did really well in the end.
Yeah, well, Howard was trying to protect his teammate and he gave that free kick away. You can't blame him for that.
Switches play to the outer side. Broad chips the ball to Ralph Smith. Ralph Smith's got another player on. It's McIntosh. Hangs in the air a little bit too much and gets over the top and rolls towards the boundary line. They keep it in. Castagna. Poor handball. Almost turned it over. McIntosh did a full 360. They allowed him to get the ball out. St Kilda with an opportunity. Gresham went through, tunnelled the ball rugby style down centre half back. The Saints working overtime. And that is a throw. Free kick will go to Gibcus. Haven't seen him kick the ball too often. I'm not sure what he's got to offer from here, but he's going to have to kick at 55 if he's any good. Elects to kick it to the pocket. Hopes the best. Bolter will go up. Bolter. 1 bite, 2 bites. Oh, this is my man. I've hitched my wagon.
No, you had your chance.
We're all on fetch, Brownie.
Which is that a little bit of a spike in the last hour too, Ross. So here's Bolter. He does this nicely too. He's a very straight kick, but around the body, he's just as good. This for number 2. Bolter comes in and nails it. Tigers back in front by a point. 7-4-46. The Saints are 7-3-45. 1 point. Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, that's a great example of what we talk about when you're a forward and you feel for or even a defender. He ran around the pack and read the fly to the footy. So invariably marked that ball in front of the pack, judged it better than anyone else.
And if I'm sitting there looking at him thinking, if you let him run a launch, you can't stop him. So you've got to get body on, and just as he's about taking off, just a little nudge to the side to get his rhythm out. But if he gets a free run at it, he's almost unstoppable. Here it is on the Harvey Norman replay. So Dougal Howard playing assertive, no body on him, gets an arm on him now, loses him. Too easy.
Two-man, any gold for us early stages, second term?
Just this efficiency is unheard of. You know, Richmond's still going at 33%. Saints just going a tad under 50 in terms of goal scoring efficiency.
Triple M Red Z lending stats. Ash Stewart, 1 point the difference. Tigers lead for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. They've been good in the clearances to start this quarter, as Ross Lyon told us. Crouch again, tried to shovel it out. Instead, they kick it off the ground. St Kilda, so it gets towards half forward. Ralph Smith first onto the ball for the Tigers. Goes long down the line. Well done, Castagna. Did it nicely on line it. And just slows it up momentarily, although both Lynch and Bolter wanted it one-on-one. He's taken a long time, so it's allowed Paddy Ryder to get right back into the hole. The kick will go in the direction of Ryder. Parker gets the spoil. And now Webster wins the footy for St Kilda. Handballs to Benny Long, who's got line it. And he goes out wide to Mason Wood.
Wood fed the handball out. The run of Patton was there. Patton to centre wing. Now the kick to half forward. Grimes got his name written on this one. Was going too fast in the end and then put it down. He should have been able to mark it and allows the Saints in. Got some options forward of the ball. Inside forward 50 they go. And then Pickett picked it off nicely. Just read it beautifully. Put Cotson under pressure. And he's going to get a free kick. Lucky because it went back and the Saints picked it up for Gresham again. But Cotson at centre half back will take the free kick. He's got a runner on the outside, which is Rioli. Sweeps a handball wide to Grimes, who started this mess with a drop mark, and a short ball will find centre wing. And the Tigers just slowly inching their way up the outer side.
14:20 on the clock in the second quarter. Tigers lead by 1. McIntosh called to play on. Drives it 50 metres down the line. Lynch causes a contest. Castagna at the crumb. Cochin got it to Jack Graham. He goes deep. Bolter's got 3 Saints to beat. And coming across, taking a nice intercept mark, Daniel McKenzie. Drifting down from the wing.
Well, Pickett be disappointed with that. He should have got him with him and helped compete in the air as the other winger.
Goes laterally to line it. Tried to squeeze a kick to a one-on-one. Wasn't a great option for Marshall. Gibkiss did well. Castagna back to McIntosh. This time he goes to the top of the square. Bolter's got the sit. Well done, Battle. Got across, got the fist in, and then mopped up his own work. Did it nicely. And now Jimmy Webster coming out of defence. Poor kick though, found Broad.
So Broad will look up and see a very crowded forward 50. Bolter the deepest.
Great work rate by Broad to beat Butler to the line of the ball.
Lynch in the pocket, and that's where he goes. Lynch could have got a free kick. The umpire said no, we'll have a ball in.
It's interesting, we go back to last week, Richmond versus GWS. GWS ball movement was slow and Richmond got organised on defence, but the Saints aren't letting him settle, just playing on at all costs and getting into the forward 50 quickly.
Tigers by a point. Boundary throw in. They're in attack. Ross. Graham was there. Picked up by the Saints and the ball squeezes out only as far as Pickett, who took it, ran on, left foot, top of the square, Bolter the flyer. Can't mark it ground level. McKenzie wants to rush it here, Bradley Hill, and he does. Rush behind, 47 plays 45, 2-point lead. Beacon Trade scoreboard, supporting tradies, over 120 stores, expert teams, and a huge range of electrical products and services. Beacon makes every job easier.
They don't want to hold themselves up either side. That's a poor kick in from Brad Hill. He was looking for Sinclair. It's picked off by McIntosh. He's too far out to score, though.
Well, he's turned around. Now he's going to set it up.
Yeah, umpire's not giving him 30 seconds, gives him the 6, and then he goes to the top of the square. Ryder, it was a fist only, straight down to Matty Parker, who's got his third. He's disappointed with himself, Paddy Ryder. Parker in the right spot at the right time. And the Tigers get out to an 8-point lead, 53-45, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, he should be disappointed, Paddy Ryder, because he's the one with the eyes. It was his teammate that was in front that he went up to spoil, and then he didn't even get the spoil
But
right.
it's where he fisted it. He's trying to fisted it straight back into the corridor. Like, it went straight to goal. So, but I think Brad Hill will be really disappointed. For a kick in, you play on, there's no pressure. You got to find the target. You just can't hit. I know I'm stating the obvious here, but from a quality play, you just can't do it. Here it is on the Harvey Norman replay. Love the spot to the top of the square. And two St Kilda players, lack of voice, just made a meal of it.
It's a career high for Matty Parker.
I reckon it's equal PB, I reckon.
Spot on, Duck. Equal PB for Parker.
So the Tigers for the last couple. 8-point margin, 53 plays 45. That man again, Bolton out of the middle again to Bolter. 1-2, couldn't get it. Ball hit the ground. Sinclair was good. Wilkie turned one around the corner. A bouncing ball only found Cotchin. Cotchin's handball was a little bit wild. Allowed the Saints in on centre wing. Chain of handballs. Long's going to be run down. He gave it up. Cotchin back to Rioli. Another one to Pickett. Stepping inside. The Saints should be able to pick this one up and clean it up on centre wing. And they do. Mason Wood. A bouncing ball. Grimes will get there first and take it to the boundary line. And we'll have a boundary throw in, half forward for the Saints. They trail by 8 points.
What do you think of the millionaire handballs, Ross?
Well, it's funny you mentioned. I was thought about. I like Byron Pickett when he's not hot dogging, and you're right playing like a millionaire. He was out. Maybe he looked forward and saw someone back on him, but it was pretty flippant.
Two man, Red Zed.
Yeah, Richmond 9 out of the last 10 inside 50s. It's their intercepts in the front half. Only 5 in the first quarter. They've already racked up 6, and we've only played 12 minutes into the second term.
Then Curvis will get the free kick from that throw in. Goes towards the wing. The hot hand of Parker. Gave away the free kick though that time. Jared Lynott.
How many games you played for Port Adelaide, True?
Played 23 for Port Adelaide. And they get the ball moving. Crouch with a low ball. Looking for Marshall. Just through the fingertips. And now Broad. And here they go on the counter-attack. Wide to Liam Baker. They want to get it moving, Richmond. They don't want to hold themselves up. That's clear today. And he's forced to go short to Castagna.
Well, Broad's having a real influence on this game with his intercepts and run.
He was very good last week too, Broad, against the Giants. Castagna now forced to go along down the line. Marshall drifted across. Couldn't take the mark. Jack Graham at ground level. There is Broad. Had a little fumble and then dropped the footy and then shoveled it out to Lynch. And if he could get it free, they had players forward of the ball. Well done, Jack Steele. Got it wide to Marshall and a terrific smother from Jack Ross, right in front of our man Robbo for Bob Jane Marks.
Yeah, McIntosh off the ground, blood rule. They've worked on a little finger, so there's obviously a gash in that. He'll be okay.
So boundary throw in, just the attacking side of centre wing for the Tigers. Nankervis laid it down, looking for and finding Ross. Quick kick out of the pack by the Saints. Rioli has to go back with courage, and he did. Kept his eyes on it.
Well, St Kilda took the spare defender, but it was Shea Bolton up with the stoppage. What they've got to do is, after the stoppage, they've got to find him.
Rioli unloads a right foot at a half forward. Lynch underneath it, sets himself, fisted away. The Saints pick it up through Wanganeen Malira. Short ball, it's a good ball too. Sinclair got room to move. Right foot down to half forward, looking for Membry. The 2-foot jumper. Did well was Gresham. Picked it up on the run and got a free kick. Pushed in the back after he kicked it. It'll come back to Gresham, 48 out. Has he got the journey from here, Joey?
Well, it must be as he kicked it, because if it was after, it would have been downfield.
Geez, done well with the where the man on the mark's taking the free kick, because if Harvey Norman replay, it was right on the 50-metre line was the push.
He wasn't inside 50, but he's going to kick from about 48.
You're backing him in, Joey?
No, I'm not.
He's about 50%.
I love Gresh, but I'm not.
Oh, he can't kick.
27 across the course of his career.
Oh, that's 50%.
As Duck said, Triple M Bus Super Special comments. Sets it up, wants a mark, but only the Tigers are there. Gibcus.
Well, Membry's got one job, compete at the top of the square. He's got to fly there, Membry.
Delivering consistent long-term return for members C-Bus. For all of us, that's C-Bus.
Now it's free kick to Noah Bolter, worked under the footy illegally against Josh Battle, coming out of defence for the Tigers. 2 goal to 1 quarter in favour of Richmond. After they led by 2 points at quarter time, they now lead by 8. Here's Jaden Short. Bit of a slow play out of side Marvel Stadium. Wilkie and Parker fly. Nankervis did the crumbing. Got the handball to Baker. Clever little kicking board as Edwards opens up the hole. Forward 50. Can he just find a target? He can. It's that man again, Shea Bolton. And he takes the mark. 30 out straight in front.
Your eyes light up when Edwards gets the footy. Just a class player. And what's the pressure rating, Two-Man? I know BT loves this one, but Richmond seem to have lifted.
He does. They've really cranked it up. 181 in the first quarter. This term, they're going at 206.
They look sharp, the Tigers. Saints have been able to match them for a quarter and a half, but can they stick with them? For his second goal. Cruises in. Leans back. Gets it home. Tigers have kicked the last 3. And they go out 9-5-59. St Kilda 7-3-45. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Still got over 8 minutes to go in the half. Supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert teams and a huge range of electrical products and services. Beacon makes every tradie's job easier.
Chew just score source off turnover. The Tigers turned it around this quarter.
They certainly have. All 3 majors this quarter, Ross, have come from turnover.
So they've ramped up the heat and they're not quite handling it. I think the issue with taking the spare defender like St Kilda are, you've got Shea Bolton that you've got to then relocate out of the congestion. He's just getting a little bit too much room for mine. I almost think about just halving it, coming up and equalising around the stoppage. Who lost him there, Joe?
Benny Patton just got caught ball watching.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay shows that. Need a new laptop or mobile? Shop Harvey Norman. We have all the big brands. Choice hotels around the grounds. The Women's World Cup cricket final is going on, Ash.
Certainly is, and we're going to bring that info up for you very shortly, Brownie, after this next stoppage.
Thanks very much, Ash. That I can get back to the footy while you pad. Down towards half 4 go the Tigers. Bolton again, fisted away. Trying to pick up the footy was Parker's already kicked 3. Wildly just slams on the boot down towards half forward. The ball stays in. Opportunity for Battle. Battle did well. Right foot ball. It's a good kick too. And he finds Crouch. Crouch just slows thing down at a half back. Puts his hand up. Just waits for everybody to get forward. He looked up and there was no one there. Ash?
Here we go. So Australia made 356 off 50 overs. England 3 for 124 into the 20th over.
Strong mark, Rowan Marshall. Point of the square, half forward. Wants to go inside 50 because there's 2v2. And it's Membry on Grimes who takes the mark. He'll go back to have a shot for goal. 40 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Well, 3 contested marks in a row down the line. They're worth their weight in gold, aren't they?
100%, Duck. Hard to do, hard to take. But if you get it, you just Well, you just get through the team defence. It's as simple as that. And you turn around and you haven't got time to fold back and get your team defence outnumbering in your forward 50 D50.
That's what you want to duck. They're going to play a bit of a taller forward line. The Saints got to keep marking the footy. And they all got involved on that occasion. So Membry to narrow the 16-point margin. He's got it. They needed that from their leader. And they get it back to 8 points. 8-3-51. Richmond 9-5-59. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. 6.5 minutes left in the opening half.
What do you think of the lights that go off when you...
Yeah, I love it. And the RSCA signage there just lights the stadium up. It's really interesting stage. Like both teams will come in at half-time. Both coaches be happy. A few little things to tighten up, but it's going to be who can maintain this rate of defensive pressure run and system.
Just a Triple M Red Z. You look at the kicks this quarter, they're virtually dead even, 31 apiece, or 31 to St Kilda, 33 to Richmond. But the efficiency, Tigers going at 79%, Saints only at 45. As Doug said, Richmond's pressure rating at 206 in this second term.
Which results in an 8-point lead to the Tigers. 3 goals to 2 in this term. Bounce in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. The Saints go forward through Crouch. Bouncing ball to half forward. Tigers with the numbers. Ross picked it up quickly. Chips it into the middle. Soldo, one bite. And stuck his hand up and it stuck. Another short ball into the middle of the ground. Dow. Right in the middle. Cochin darts back. It's also got Graham. Graham at half forward. A low darting ball is good footy. And it gets it to Cascagna, who lit up nicely.
It's pretty easy, wasn't it?
Well, just watching that play on foot. Paddy Ryder, great tap. Yeah. Went forward, Soldo just stayed by, didn't move. The turnover comes and he starts the chain. But you're right, very good foot skills. 4 or 5 uncontested marks all the way. Castagna, what do you think, Joey?
56% set shots across his career. A lot of tattoos on his legs, Ross. Not sure that skews it left or right, but he runs to the right and he brings it back. The kick looks good. The tats have worked. 14-point lead to the Tigers again. Castagna gets his first, 10-5, 65. The Saints are 8-3, 51, 5.5 to go before half-time. Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, it's great to see a player working his craft. He come in as an incredible pressure player and through that period, but to see him just come in smoothly there and put it through means he's really worked hard in his goal kicking. Great to see.
And we've said, although Richmond's rating in terms of pressure has lifted in this quarter, it's not a high tackling game, so it's not an overly physical game, but geez, it makes it way better when they kick their set shots. You've got St Kilda have kicked 6-1 and Richmond have kicked 5-2. Just makes the game
most underrated stat in AFL footy. Everyone talks about, we're talking about Port, talking about Collingwood. Both of them kick straight, they win comfortably.
Yeah.
So grand finals have been won and lost on it. But when you talk about pressure, it's just not tackling, it's corralling, it's harassing, it's smothering. It's all that. It's really taking the time and space off the opposition.
McDonald's and Ream Hotwater, Triple M Rocks footy. Great game of footy here, Sunday afternoon, Marvel Stadium. Parker picked the footy up and then was dumped after he got rid of it. So the Tigers will get another centre clearance. And they're streaming forward again, Richmond. He takes his time though, Matty Parker.
And St Kilda are out.
So he runs his full measure. He's just going to kick it long and high. Soldo's going to fly. Lynch stayed down at the back. Steele got front and centre and did it well. Swept the handball wide to Seb Ross. He has to go on his right boot towards Dan Butler. Took a nice mark. It was a good kick too from Seb Ross. Just relieves the pressure for the Saints.
He's just so clean still, wasn't he, at the base of that pack? Just one grab and fed it out to the runners.
They trail by 14 points. 5 minutes left in the opening half. And for the time being, they're happy just to chip the ball around, switch it from one side of Marvel to the other. Battle. Now to Wilkie. He just waits. Wants a forward to present. It's Membry. Well done, Broad. Right on his hammer. Got the fist in, but Membry was able to mop up his own work, and then Hill sweeps the handball wide. Wanganeen Miller takes the bounce, steps inside, gives the handball to Ross. Probably not the best option, and they're going to cough it up here, the Saints.
Tigers on the rebound. Can they pick it up? Broad or let it go out of bounds? They had to run the Tigers if they could get it up then.
The Saints had the run.
Well, the Saints had equal numbers. They had 4v4 inside forward 50, just kicking in. I love what St Kilda did on the switch. But Membry, like his work rate to present, normally Richmond defenders beat you across to the line of the ball, but he out-sprinted them and provided a great option to connect the play.
City side boundary throw in. Dow, handball, missed the target. Graham went back, got tackled across the boundary line by Sinclair. Big praise for Sinclair before the game by Corey Enright. Said that he's the one that surprised him how much influence he has on the players in the club. It's good to hear from Boris. Boundary throw in. That man Sinclair got a quick kick out of the pack. Bouncing ball down towards Marshall. Kicked one early, been out of the game since then. McIntosh, standing start with the right foot to half forward. Bolter eased underneath by Wilkie, who took a nice mark at half back.
3:45 left in this second term. Wilkie short to Webster. Some numbers, Two-man, Red Z lending.
Brad Crouch, leading ball winner on the ground, 14 touches. Gresham with 13 for the Tigers, 12 to Cochin, Broad and Short.
Yeah, he's had a good quarter, Crouch, in tight in the clearances. What are his numbers? Clearances this quarter?
Yeah, three clearances,
Yep.
Joey, along with 8 touches.
Brownie all over it, just a little stutter. That's all right. Castagna. Ralph Smith dropped the footy, but the umpire called play on Cochin. Graham, this is the run of the Tigers. Well done, Seb Ross. Terrific tackle. Can they cause the turnover? The Saints, they can. Although the handball from Ross put Hill under pressure. Richmond are up to the challenge. Steele, hot footy to be won right now. Ralph Smith had a fumble, then he dragged it in. He's going to be pinged. Good contest, and the Saints went out.
Yeah, and well done, Seb Ross. I mean, he's made a couple of mistakes. We know that, so that's obvious for everyone to see. But the desperation in the chase.
Well, I love to see it because, to be honest, it hasn't been his trademark sitting watching him from the outside. So that's a really good sign for St Kilda and what he's dished up there.
Line it, high one, as high as what it was long, fisted back to Parker, kicked 3 so far. Ross, Dow, out to Graham, another one to Short to the left foot. Not a good one. Kicks it straight back to line it. You think you're good at lookalikes, Duck? He looks like Ben Reid. Line it. What do you think?
2 arms, 2 legs.
He moved the ball wide to Wilkie. Wilkie chips the ball across to Wanganeen. Miller up. He's on centre wing. Duck still laughing at himself.
It's really similarities.
Short ball finds Patton. Patton on centre wing.
I was thinking a bit of Goose McGuire, Joey.
Ryder.
Short hair, 31.
How is Goose? You good?
I don't know, Joey probably knows better than me.
He's going well, building houses. He's had his 3rd bub.
Good man, Goose.
He's a good man.
Lovely man. Nasty injury he had to work his way through.
Ball thrown up, 60 around from the Saints goal. Sinclair again. Gets it and goes deep inside 50. Marshall stood under it. Well done, Tarrant. Gresham with a crumb. He's a clever little player. Throws it on the boot across the face, out of bounds. Minute 30 on the clock. Going to be thrown in. Richmond by 14 points. 4 goals to 2 quarter for the Tigers. Matty Parker's got 3. Dan Butler with a couple for the Saints. Opportunity inside 50. Gresham again lurking. Can he pick it up and get free? Well done, Rioli. He was right on his hammer. Got the tackle and then the quick kick only as far as Membry. He's got time to line him up. He has a shot for goals. He's got the journey. It won't. And sitting under the ball, Jaden Short didn't want to take the mark. Got it to Gresham. And now this time, Robbie Tarrant, with all the experience in the world, knocks it through for a rush behind. 52-65.
Well, uncharacteristic from Short there. Lack of composure. Could have taken an easy uncontested mark. We elected the punch.
He takes the kick in and gets it to Ralph Smith. Short runs around the back. Wanted to get the wrap around. Didn't go there, so Ralph Smith settles on one towards centre wing. Looks for Lynch. Come back. Took it out of the hands of Marshall. Did well. Left-hand sweeper. Got it to Dow in the middle of Marvel Stadium. He unloads a high one. Nankervis is back there. Soldo's back there. Bouncing ball. Umpires picked out a free kick. I think it's going to go to the Saints as Bolton runs in and kicks a goal, but that's going to be 50 metres as well.
Gee, it was a smart kick from Dow, though. He saw St Kilda had the numbers back, so he put up the sky ball, allowed Soldo and that to get the work, and unfortunately they just gave away the free kick.
So I don't know whether the players heard it. Bolton saying he couldn't hear it. 50 metres is paid, and 41 seconds to go. Dougal Howard's going to pump the Saints inside forward 50 for a late one.
Tigers fans aren't happy. Goes to the top of the square. Does Howard. Gresham again's been dangerous. Well done, Rioli, though. Been there a couple of times, Rioli.
He has. That's two. He's been right there, hasn't he? Gresham hitting the ball with the stoppage with speed. Rioli there and there again.
I like Dan Rioli at half-back. He's been pretty good this year.
He has.
Still an opportunity for the Saints. Ball will go out of bounds, so it'll be thrown in. 25 seconds left on the clock.
Well, a better opportunity here. Throw-ins are easy to score off than the ball-ups. Less congestion. Get it over the back or a wrap-around.
Yeah, keep an eye on Gresham. They're going to block for him.
Hi, Richmond.
And Paddy Ryder's given away a free kick.
Yeah,
let off.
The ruckman free kick.
There's no point. No need to do it. And a 50. So
I like what they did, though, that Ryder come down for that ruck contest, trying to get his hand to it.
Just soft.
No need for it. But it might give Richmond time. 20 seconds left. Nankervis again's just going to bomb it high towards Soldo. Saints have got plenty of numbers back there. Sinclair didn't take possession. Battle. Nice bit of composure. Patton. Sinclair again didn't take possession, but did it really cleverly. Got it to Steele, and with a bit of composure, got it to the wing. And that might be enough. Ralph Smith will mop it up. What an entertaining half of football here at Marvel Stadium. The fans are involved. It's been high quality, high scoring. And at half-time, it's St Kilda 8-4-52. Trailing Richmond 10-5-65. You got Shoeman, you got Duck, Ross Lyon, Brownie, Joey, Robbo on the boundary line for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert teams and a huge range of electrical products and services. Beacon makes every tradie's job easier.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
Built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show 50 grand payday.
Matthew, you're going to dial
the number.
First number on our list. That's 1.
I wake up with Marty. Oh, wow. My wife's going nuts in the background.
Because she's about to leave you, Adam.
I didn't say, with 50,000.
The Marty Sheargold Show.
Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
When my kids' plus ones bring their plus ones, we're going to need more McNugs delivered. Welcome to my world.
Get tonight's dinner delivered with the 40 chicken McNugget pack and new spicy sticky barbecue sauce from Macca's. With delivery available at select locations. Watch, check this out. Bottom Art's giving away 5 content creator kits. Just pick up a specially marked Jack Daniels and Cola 10-pack for $42.99 and enter online.
Wow, you could win an Apple MacBook, a Canon digital SLR package, a premium drone with heaps of accessories, even a photography course.
They've also got my favourite beer on special, a 24-pack of Victoria Bitters, $49.99.
Great price. The comp ends soon, though.
Way ahead of ya!
Good time start at Bottle Mart.
See website for T's and C's. 1 hour delivery available in selected areas. Download the app. Catalogue out now.
Cook with the world's best brands at Harvey Norman and receive bonus gift cards on selected cooking appliances valued over $299. Building, renovating, or just updating the heart of your home? Shop the very latest technology from the world's best cooking brands like Electrolux, Miele, AEG and Neff, Smeg, Fisher and Paykel, Bosch and Westinghouse. Our range also features Ariston and Falcon, Belling and Ilvy, Euromade and Glemgas. Create your dream kitchen now and receive bonus gift cards on selected cooking appliances. Limited time at Harvey Norman.
Go! Okay, get ready for this revelation. Did you know that Budget Direct have won yet another Insurer of the Year award? This time from the experts at Canstar. It's time you switch to Budget Direct.
Issuer Auto and General Insurance Company Limited. Read PDS, TMD and awards information at budgetdirect.com.au to decide if products suit you. Individual circumstances and policy terms may vary. Compare for yourself.
Get a quote now with Budget Direct.
G'day, Craig Lowndes here. If you love your Holden as much as I do, book your pride and joy into a Holden certified service outlet. Right now, we have a great Holden Essential Service special that's loaded with value for only $245. And for a limited time, service your Holden and you could be in the running to win an all-new C8 Corvette. So call or book online at your local participating Holden service outlet today.
Eligibility and terms apply. See holden.com.au.
Don't let a flat battery ruin your day. Stay mobile with the Stanley Lithium Jump Starter. Start your car, charge your phone, take it anywhere. The Stanley Lithium Jump Starter. $149, available at Bunnings Warehouse.
Code is the ultimate sports site for footy lovers. Get in-depth stories from the game's best writers, plus podcasts and videos. Whether you're into AFL or NRL, personalise your feed with my code and go deeper into the footy with codesports.com.au.
When my kids' plus ones bring their plus ones, we're going to need more McNugs delivered. Welcome to my world.
Get tonight's dinner delivered with the 40 Chicken McNugget Pack and new spicy sticky barbecue sauce from Macca's. McDelivery available at select locations.
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. One battery, corded power, backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee.
Half-time here, Marvel Stadium. We have a good game of footy on our hands. Both sides 1-1. St Kilda, they're 8-4-52. They're trailing Richmond 10-5-65. Matty Parker has kicked the 3 goals. The former Saint now playing for the Tigers. Shea Bolton's got a couple. Tim Membry's got a couple for St Kilda, as has Dan Butler. Stuart, what are the numbers telling us about this first half? Because it's been hasn't been many stoppages. It's been pretty free-flowing.
It is, and it's been very efficient from both teams. But St Kilda more efficient up to half-time. They're going at 55% scoring efficiency. League average this year is at 45. Duck spoke about the set shot component. Tigers 6-1, Saints at 5-2. But Richmond that second quarter, they cranked up the pressure. 180 in the first quarter. Halfway through the second term, they were 206. Finished at 193. But if you break down the kicking efficiency, Saints went at 54% by foot, Tigers at 79. Just some leading ball winners, Joey. Number 1 ranked player on the ground as we speak is Nathan Broad. He's picked up 13 disposals, but you know what? He's had 6 intercept possessions, a lot of those in the front half of the ground. Short's had 16, Cochin busy with 13. Castagna and Thomas Dow have had 12 apiece. 3 majors to Matty Parker playing against his old club, throwing 9 disposals as well. Bolton, he's had 7 possessions, a couple of clearances and kicked 2 goals zip. Flicking over to the Saints, Gresham, 16 possessions. He's their leading ball winner, and 14 apiece to Ross, Steele and Crouch. Brad Hill, pretty quiet, 30 touches last week, just 6 disposals up to half-time.
So only the 1 turnover goal for Richmond in the first quarter. They cracked the pressure up. How many turnover goals in that second term for the Tigers?
They flipped it around. They kicked 4 majors from turnover in that second quarter.
This is the half-time break for Bosch Power Tools. Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. 1 battery, corded power, backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee. Rossi, what did you make of that first half?
Oh, it was exciting, wasn't it? It was up and down the ground. It was a frenetic pace, and it's going to be which team can sustain it. You know, I think the efficiencies of the Tigers just tells you the Saints are overall over 2 quarters putting on less pressure. So, you know, teams love time and space, and I just thought the run of Broad and short from behind looked a little bit dangerous for me. Long looked like he was struggling to keep up with Broad, but, you know, the work rate of Memory sort of made up for that. So St Kilda got on top. Sorry, they didn't get on top. They started to equalise in the middle, particularly early, you know, because Richmond have kicked, they kicked 3-2 out of the middle.
Yep.
Sorry, 4-3 out of the middle from stoppages. Is that right, Chu? Something like that?
3-2 out of the middle, 4-3 overall.
3-2, and most of them come in the first quarter. So I thought Ryder's ruck work was really good. He's pushing forward hard. He's just got to be careful he doesn't overplay because Soldo's just sitting behind, waiting off turnover. He's just got to make good decisions going forward. It was a lot to like on both teams. I think both coaches will be saying, geez, our system's working. I like what St Kilda, they've gone to school on last week. I think GWS were a bit slow, were over handballed a little bit. And Richmond's defence, once it gets organised and forces you down the line, is very difficult. I can't remember too many down-the-line plays from St Kilda, except that one where they took contested mark and contested mark. And both playmakers are in the game, Gresham and Shea Bolton. I think Brad Hill's a concern for me. I know him inside out. I know him well. For him to have 6 possessions in an open field game just doesn't make sense to me. St Kilda were taking a +1, a numerical off Richmond's player that's coming to stoppage. I think they're struggling to find it. I thought late in the quarter, St Kilda adjusted and they said to Brad Hill, come up and just sit off the back of the stoppage. And that allows him to get the Shea Bolton or whoever it is spitting out of that stoppage more easily. And I think he can be around the ball. I think he's got to get some offensive heat in his game. I've got to see him just getting on his bike and going and disrupting the Richmond defence. I think that's his opportunity. There's no use just sitting there and just defending. He's got to get on his bike and go.
We know this isn't the same Richmond defence it's been in their premiership years, and they are still missing a few. Do you think teams, and particularly St Kilda, are seeing that Richmond are vulnerable if you do get in quick. If you
they look
quick,
really vulnerable because they're young and they're skinny. Like, is it Hipkiss?
Gibkiss, yeah.
He's
Rioli.
vulnerable. You know, you got little Ralph Smith. Rioli's really quite strong, but really, Tarrant's got his hands full, right? So Tarrant's, and we know he bodies up. He's not really a roll-off player. So they're really relying on Broad. I mean, Vlosson's not there. I mean, Grimes is down there. I just think they do look vulnerable. There's no doubt about that.
Choice Hotels around the grounds. If you need a break, book direct and save with choicehotels.com. Chew, the other game earlier from the MCG ended up being a beauty.
They certainly did. Blues led by 41 points, 9 minutes in the second quarter. They ended up winning by one solitary point, 11-8-74 to the Hawks, 11-7-73. Blues dominated the inside 50, 64-46. Just some leading ball winners. Doherty had 33. Walsh, champion data, had him down as the number one ranked player with 32 touches. Cripps with 31, 11 tackles and a goal. Matty Kennedy with 30. Chera back in the lineup with 23. And for the Hawks, 27 to Giath and 24 to Sicily. 66,317 people at the G, Joey.
Yeah, good crowd, great game. And Blues 3 and zip. First time since 2012. They look like they'll play finals in season 2022. Both these sides here at Marvel are desperate to play finals. It's a big game up for grabs. It's been an entertaining first half. And, of course, at halftime, we love the halftime segment. The Amy Clangers, who covers Clangers on and off the field. Amy does. And we love this man, Jay-Z Clark, but he is known from time to time just to jumble up his words.
No, I think it is mutual. I think Leon might weigh up his options as well, whether he wants to come back to Melbourne or something next year as well. I mean, he would be a man in demand here in Victoria.
Man in demand.
I really cooked that, didn't I? It's fair to say.
Jay-Z, we love him. He brought plenty to the table pre-game, and he's enjoying this one because it's half-time here at Marvel Stadium. St Kilda trailing Richmond by 13 points. They're 8-4-52. Richmond 10-5-65. This is the halftime break for Bosch Power Tools. Stick with us. Plenty more to come after this for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for Bosch 18-volt bi-turbo brushless tools. One battery, corded power. Backed by a 6-year warranty guarantee.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Thousands of legends across Australia are taking the Australia Red Cross Lifeblood Bloody Oath. The promise to give blood as often as they can to help make up for the 1 in 2 donor appointments that are being cancelled right now. Now more than ever, those who are able to are needed to take up the bloody oath to help donate blood for those who truly need it. Please make the pledge and become the lifeblood of Australia. Search Give Blood and book your donation today.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Straight after this game, Triple M continues to rock footy. The fans will tell the story. Join the Temper Mattress call team for the Eagles and Dockers. For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
When my kids plus ones bring their plus ones, we're going to need more McNugs delivered. Welcome to my world.
Get tonight's dinner delivered with a 40 chicken McNugget pack and new spicy sticky barbecue sauce from Macca's. McDelivery available at select locations.
Harvey Norman, the experts in work and study. Acer Aspire 3 laptop makes a great student device. Now $448, save $100. The compact Lenovo IdeaPad laptop, now $798, save $130. Sleek HP 15S laptop is a portable powerhouse with great battery life, $1,098. Or stay at the top of your game with the versatile HP Pavilion X360, $1,498. We've got your tech covered now at Harvey Norman.
You have just 4 days until the absolute final deadline in the Royal Melbourne Hospital Home Lottery. Just 4 days, and your life could be changed instantly by winning the $4 million Matsay home in Hampton that comes with $200,000. Plus, your tickets stay in over 18,000 draws. Get your tickets today and support the Royal Melbourne Hospital, always there when it matters most. Visit rmhhomeLottery.com.au. Permit 10523.
It's value the Australian way at Coles with great fresh specials this week. Like creamy shepherd avocados, 100% Aussie and just $1.30 each. This week at Coles. Offer ends Thursday.
Children aged 5 to 11 years can now receive their free COVID-19 vaccine. It's the best way to protect them, your family, and community. All vaccines are thoroughly tested before use and reduce a child's chances of getting sick. Talk to your GP, pharmacist, or healthcare professional if you have questions. Book now at australia.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
G'day, Thomas Randall here, the driver of the Castrol Racing Mustang. We use Castrol Edge engine oil to unlock more power from the same fuel. Unlock the very edge of performance with Castrol Edge.
Breathe, bro, breathe. Good.
Boys, I made kanga bangers.
Oh, yeah? Lou, do you, Roo? Yes, I do.
K-Roo Kangaroo Man. Available at all leading supermarkets.
Jess stands out at school for all the wrong reasons. She's the one standing alone in the uniform that doesn't fit, with shoes that are falling apart. She's the girl carrying her books in an old plastic bag. Jess just wants to fit in at school, but it's hard when her family's living in poverty. You can help children like Jess get the school essentials and learning support they need by becoming a sponsor through the Smith family. Please, sponsor an Australian child today. Search the Smith family.
Now you can stream Triple M footy wherever you are. Download the Listener app and select Triple M.
Hi there, David Dolan here with your news briefing. Scott Morrison is again flatly denying claims he made negative remarks about the Lebanese background of a pre-selection rival back in 2007 while contesting for the Sydney seat of Cook. The Prime Minister, who's been in Tasmania today, says it's completely untrue.
It's very rare that I will even countenance a response to these things. But on this particular occasion, as others have continued to wish to report it, I could not reject this more fundamentally, more soundly.
Victoria's southeast is copping a drenching, prompting a flood watch for East Gippsland. Major flooding is expected along the Cann River this evening. There's also a severe weather warning for damaging winds and intense rainfall. Some people will be getting a fourth COVID shot from tomorrow in time for winter. We're talking about those who are 65 or older, Indigenous Aussies aged at least 50, disability care residents and the immunocompromised, as long as it's been 4 months since their last booster shot. And actress Estelle Harris has passed away, aged 93. She was best known for her role in Seinfeld, playing George Costanza's nagging mum.
Congratulations!
I just want you to know that I love your son very much.
You do?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
May I ask why?
Harris was also the voice of Mrs. Potato Head in the Toy Story series.
At Amart, it's the final week of Furniture Frenzy. Save thousands in-store and online across a huge range. Amart Furniture. Sale ends Tuesday.
Cloudy across Melbourne with a shower or two this afternoon. Partly cloudy and 21 tomorrow with showers in the Dandenongs and looking mostly fine on Tuesday. Our listener app is the new home of Triple M. Join up to listen live or on demand now.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
Good game of footy at Marvel. The Tigers lead by 13 points at half-time, 10-5, 65 to the Saints, 8-4, 52 for the Tigers. 3 goals to Parker, Bolter and Bolton have 2 apiece. Well, Membry and Butler have kicked 2 goals apiece for the Saints. So a 13-point lead to the Tigers as we start to have a look at the game, which is later on today, the Derby, which is West Coast Eagles up against Fremantle. And Duck, it's a tough one to look at, tough one to pick. So many players out of this game. We've got some Fremantle players out as well now. So how do you make head or tail of a game like this?
Well, you can't, let's be honest. Obviously, West Coast get a couple back, but a couple more go out. Fremantle are without their coach. So, how do you... Probably go with Freo just because they've been a little bit more settled, even though the coach won't be there. But yeah, it's one of those games, Brownie. We, as you know, being in the industry that you're in, we have to put our tips in a few days ago, and you get all this information, just in the last sort of 24 hours about some players and stuff that might be out. But I'm thinking Fremantle just because they're a little bit more settled. They'll be a little bit disappointed last week, and a bit like the showdown, as we know, it doesn't matter how these two sides are performing, you just never know. So it could go either way. Toss of the coin for me, but I'm going with Freo.
Feed the whole team with Macca's 40-piece chicken McNuggets pack today, available from 10:30am. Triple M Red Z Lending Stats. Ash, just something that jumps out from the first half. I know you've given a stats wrap, but is there anything that goes a little bit deeper than the normal stuff you rolled out the Ross?
Well, yeah, what really jumps out definitely is that Tigers really flipped it around in terms of scores from turnovers there. Only one major in that first quarter. 4 goals in that second, and as Duck mentioned, that coincided with their pressure. One stage was cracking at 206, finished at 193, so that was definitely definitive Red Z lending stat, Brownie. A couple of definitive Red Z lending stats, in fact.
Nice work. We've gone with the big numbers. Give us some of the smaller numbers. Who needs to lift in this second half?
Brad Hill. He's only had 6 touches and a half on the back of 30 last week. Mason Wood, the former Kangaroo, just 6 possessions. You also touched on Rowan Marshall. He's really faded out. Only 4 disposals. Has kicked that major. And for the Tigers, Shane Edwards. It's been down this year. He's only had 4 possessions. And Lynch has kicked the goal, but just the 5 touches and a couple of marks.
Buy 3, get 1 free on instant cash back on Bridgestone, Yokohama, Goodyear, Dunlop and the legendary all-rounder bobjane.com.au. Robbo down to the boundary.
Yeah, Jake Arts is the medical sub for the Tigers, but Ben Long is already into the competition because the Saints lost Jack Higgins, a head knock, and it was a bad one because he brought himself off the ground, went in the rooms, failed the concussion test. We know he's had problems with surgery there, so Jack Higgins out against his old mob. Jack Arts still on the pine for the Tigers.
Just looking at Nick Rewalt walking around the ground. Joey Ross, St Kilda connections. Is he the best Saint ever? There's been some pretty good ones. Robert Harvey.
The best Saint ever.
Robert Harvey, Lockett.
Geez, Baldock, Stewart.
Yeah, probably not.
He was pretty good. Hayes. Montagna.
Stevie Baker.
IGA Liquor at a drop to your shop this footy season. IGA Liquor, like a 6-pack of beers to go with your footy snacks. Head to igaliquor.com.au to find your local store. IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop. Here's Nathan Brown. Get us underway, second half.
Dow, and just like the first quarter, Bolton gets the first clearance out of the middle. Getting out towards half forward. Parker leads in the race for it. Taking the ground level. Trying to pick it up was Pickett. Went in hard. Hill did well. Met him full-chested. Ball popped out to Baker. Now Jimmy Webster couldn't pick it up. Opportunity for Parker again. Left foot. Lynch, no. Getting back and sensing the danger was Dougal Howard. And the former Port Adelaide player goes short, finds Battle.
So Battle goes inboard to Sinclair. Just held up for the time being. Hasn't been the case too often. The Saints, centre-half back, Wilkie, wants to come to this broadcast side because Wanganeen Miller up. He's got a bit of space. He has Gresham short. Ignores him the first time and then goes towards Steele. Well done, Thompson Dow. Just did enough. Gresham followed up. Pickett. Put enough pressure on to get that ball out of bounds.
See what, Gresham's actually been on the ball, hasn't he, Joey? He's had Rioli on that occasion. Pickett, he's hit the ball with pace, but they've been right on him.
It's good scouting because he's dangerous for St Kilda. He starts up on the ball, he slips out goal side, so you've always got to be aware of where Gresham is if you're playing the Saints. Pickett taken in a tackle. Crouch had a really good first half. Can't get the arms free that time, and again it'll go out of bounds. 60 around from the Saints goal. Richmond by 2 points at quarter time. They lead by 13 at half time. Opening stage is third term. Nankervis at the second crack. Taps it down to Pickett, who handballs to Liam Baker, who just wobbles one towards the wing. Wilkie in the box seat, had a little fumble, and that's all the Tigers needed. Graham to Bolton, who blasts without looking, and Josh Battle read it the best. Takes intercept mark and then just goes short to Webster.
Well, off turnover, he should have looked open side. There was 2 St Kilda players just sitting on their own. They'll go to him now, but they could have been out.
That's what they do, Ross. They got it to Howard, who strolls through centre half back, looks undecided, now goes lateral. McKenzie called to play on, wants his left foot. Edwards did well, didn't give it to him, but McKenzie just thought, bucket that, I'm going to run, and I'm going to get past you and use it anyway and then turn it over. Dow, Rioli, got it back towards Graham. Pickett, run and carry, ran his full measure, and the umpire said, actually, Marlon, you went too far. So a free kick will go to the Saints in the middle of the ground. Dougal Howard has to go all the way back to the goal square to get this, so take a little bit of time to get it back, and the free kick will go to Jack Steele.
Tell you what, though, he covers the ground well, doesn't he?
It's a beautiful move. And ball handle, isn't he? So smooth.
Ran away from him.
So the ball finally gets back to Jack Steele. Numbers, Ash. Triple M Red Z lending stats. Lines for the self-employed.
13 touches, a couple of tackles.
Steele looks for Marshall. Got out the back. Broad. Probably Richmond's best defender in that first half, and juggles an easy mark.
How many intercepts for Broad, Chew?
That's number 7, Joey, along with 13 touches.
Nathan Broad having a really good season. He was excellent last week in the win against the Giants. And they switch the ball, gets to Pickett, who was hit late. No 50. He's not happy, Marlon. Gets up and whacks Jack Sinclair in the chest.
I like Sinclair there, mate. He earned it, had the opportunity, took it.
Pops it over to Jaden Short. So they've worked themselves up just back of the wing, broadcast side here at Marvel Stadium.
Well, it's a slower start to the second half. Both teams just feeling themselves out, uncontested marks.
This game certainly is starting this second half, not with the same urgency we started the game with. Parker drops a chest mark. Graham, good spot. Handball inboard to Thompson Dow. This is where they like to flick it around. Baker was a bit too sharp for Cochin. Turnover, and this is where the Saints like to run and go.
But they turned it over, and now Edwards came in, and they go back the other way. Missed the target of Nankervis. Stood up in the tackle, Nankervis. Rode the bump. Got it to Lynch. Goal of the day coming up for the Tigers, but Lynch lets everybody in the stadium down by missing.
Well, we love aggression. We love Dougal Howard come forward, but what you're taught, if they have the ball, you don't bump, you tackle. He tried to bump.
Have a look at that in the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Nankervis just knocked him on his backside.
To be fair, Dougal Howard's bump would have knocked down nearly everyone else on the ground except for Big Nank. That's a dangerous kick from Webster. It hung up in the air. Broad did well. Spoilt Gresham. Loose ball, centre half forward for Richmond.
Just the Saints a couple of times in this quarter, Joey. They've been out. Just layer, just do the basics. Just do the basics well.
Sorry, Duck. Robbo, Bob Jane team up.
Yeah, Rioli and Strife. I can notice that he's got a heavily strapped left ankle that goes halfway up his calf. Now, can't support his body weight on that. Just limped off. I reckon they'll take him into the rooms, have a good look at this.
Right, keep an eye on that for us, Robbo. Ball it on centre wing. Saints have got the numbers around it. Crouch gave the handball to Steele, who was met by Pickett, but Steele was good enough to keep his composure. Got the handball free. Now Sinclair just overshot the kick for Membry, who'd made a good lead, and the ball didn't sit for Marshall, and the Tigers will mop up with numbers inside their defensive 50. Broad. Handballs to Short along the boundary line. Squeezes it inboard to Jack Graham. And his kick goes too wide for Matty Parker. So a bit sloppy there by the Tigers, out of bounds on the full.
It's been a sloppy start to this third term. A lot of mistakes. The first half started with a bang. Multiple goals by both sides. Steele pumps it inside forward 50. Broad been good. Handball to Pickett. Pickett has Castagna. He needs the low data. Castagna will go back, and Lynch did nicely. Went to the front and took a good mark in front of Dougal Howard. Two players dart back. One of those is Castagna calling for the footy now, and Lynch slows it down. Now moves the ball forward. Bolter being quiet, kicked the couple, got out the back. Edwards has to beat two of them from the boundary. Handball it back over his head. Pushed by Baker. Saints with the numbers. Tackle to the ground. We'll have a ball up 30 metres out from the Tigers' goal. Robbo, update on Daniel Rioli. Looks like he's walking up and down the boundary, trying to move.
Yeah, went through a fitness test, Brownie. It's starting to ease up for him, but he was in a lot of pain. Couldn't take his body weight. Should be okay.
Loose ball in the goal square. Brad Hill doesn't want to cough it up. He did. He was tackled when he had possession. He coughed it up in his defensive goal square, and then Curvis socket off the ground. Tigers get the opening score of the second half, and they get out to a 20-point lead, 72-52. Triple M Major, look at scoreboard.
Say it every week, players still don't know the rules. You're in that situation, just take it through. Hit it through for a behind. You're under pressure, you're allowed to do that. They still don't understand it, Ross.
I'm not sure what the Harvey Normie replay is going to come up. Was he facing? He was going
facing,
away from goal.
But pick it up, turn around, and
no, that's a good point. Well, pick it up, but don't cough it up.
If you're in your defensive goal square,
this is a fun. Here we go. They're out. So he's out goal side here, Castagna. It's terrible defence. You get tackled, you just got to take the tackle. You've had no prior opportunity here. You just can't get rid of the ball. But Castagna was out goal side. There's a couple of disappointing signs early for the Saints. Then their opponents out goal side and outnumbered in their forward 50.
We have the obviously the Harvey Norman replay, which showed that the Richmond pressure was good.
Good people from Harvey Norman.
But he's tried to break the tackle, Duck, hasn't he? Don't put your hand out. Just grab the ball, get tackled, take the restart.
Bought a new Smeg coffee maker from Harvey Norman the other day. Expected a discount. It was full price. Very disappointing.
I got my iPad and that from there. You looked after me well.
Now I got a discount too.
Great people at Harvey Norman. Nick, great man.
Which one did you go to?
Main man, Nick.
Might have to change up my venue. So the Tigers move the ball to half back. McIntosh chips the ball back to Tarrant. He's got Grimes. Grimes will come to the commentary side. Pickett will receive the footy now. Over the top of Pickett's head, and sloppy couple of minutes from both sides here.
I think both teams are exhausted from half time. The hamstrings are just unwinding, but the team that mentally gets into this game can take advantage of it, capitalise on the errors both teams are dishing up.
There's still a 20-point lead to Richmond. Opportunity for St Kilda. Throw in half forward. Rowan Marshall grabbed it out of the ruck, but Nankervis wasn't going to let him get away with that. The tackle, ball dispossessed. Now on the turnover, Edwards got it to Bolton. Handballs to Ross. Lynch has got plenty of space in the pocket, just has to pick it up. Had a little fumble, is able to come back on his left. Pops it over towards Baker, who's got 3 Saints to beat. He couldn't, and the 3 went out. Line it. Back pocket for the Saints. Doesn't have a lot to go to up ahead. Broad and Membry's been a good matchup. Plenty of touch between the two of them. And the ball goes out of bounds.
Can we just cover off the stoppage? Richmond is still bringing up their highest forward in the stoppage. Brad Hill's coming up, sitting 15 metres, and then Shea Bolton's coming to him. It's leaving Hind 3. Brad Hill's got to come up closer to the stoppage, get involved, because otherwise he's just getting rounded up.
Just low numbers since quarter time with the tours for the Saints. Max King only 2 touches and Rowan Marshall just the 3.
Game high, 20 points. Graham got the ball on the run. Out to Baker. Baker to Soldo. Soldo steps around the big fella. Great smother by the Saints. Sinclair was your man. And now they'll get the ball out. McKenzie. Forward handball. Steele. This is what Bradley Hill does. He runs through the middle of the ground. Can they get it to Bradley Hill? They will. Hill socket off the ground. Forward. Gresham steps in, steps out, and another great smother. Brilliant defensive work by both. Bradley Hill finish it off. Left foot, dribble, and a goal. It was unconventional, but it got there. The umpires are going to confer.
I believe it's behind. Could you please confirm the ball hit the post?
Behind.
Score review. Umpire's call is a behind. Please check if it hit the post.
So we're watching the replay at the moment. Very close to the post, hard to tell. But if you can't tell, the umpire's called it a behind. So it will be a behind.
Well, I think the issue for Brad Hill is, I know we're waiting on this, that Richmond are so disciplined in not letting him free. If he's spare, they're just going to him. So he's not going to get away from him. If you put him on a wing, Richmond's wingers are critical. You get him into the game.
Robbo, Bob Jane Team Arts, big news down there.
Massive news, and they've just thrown the ice under a right hamstring for Grimes. Now, he missed last week with soreness, so Arts, the medical sub for Richmond's coming into the competition. St Kilda have lost Higgins, Tigers have lost Grimes.
Well, hopefully that lets Max King into the game. Grimes was all over him.
Kick goes long towards Tommy Lynch.
It's as good an energy as anybody's ever given an update down the boundary.
That's the best.
That was outstanding.
Much better injury update than all the other stations. Lynch drives it inside 50. Castagna flew in the front. Couldn't take the mark. Ross, that's better. He didn't cough the footy up. Takes the tackle. We'll get a ball up inside 50 for Richmond.
Geez, Rioli's pressure's been enormous, hasn't it? That smother on Gresham before. What are his pressure acts, Two-Man?
He's had 19 pressure points, which is clearly the most for the Tigers.
Soldo just kicks it out of midair. Umpire said not 15. Goes out of bounds. So throw in 30 around from the Tigers' goal. Max King, what are his numbers, Stu?
Yeah, very low, Joey. Max King only 4 possessions yet to take a mark and 2 behinds.
He had Grimes all over him.
So maybe with young Gibcus he might open up like he did last week and help win the game for the Saints against Freo. Kick from the stoppage. Got it outside defensive 50. Membry couldn't take the mark. Long goes in. Crouch. Shoveled the handball. It was too sharp for Long. Picked up by Ralph Smith. The man with a beautiful mullet. Kicks a beautiful goal. And just like that, the Tigers get another one. They've got the opening 2 goals of this third term and they break out to a game-high 25-point lead, 78-53. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard, IJ Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
Well, the Saints, that's a classic case of hot potato. They one under pressure, giving it to the other one a metre away. They just didn't want to take the tackle. or look for another option. And in the end, just a little
coughed it up.
Yeah, coughed it up.
I thought
fumbles.
Cochin's contest, the skipper's contest, he went low and hard into Brad Hill. Might have gone in the Red Z stat book there, Chew, but gee, it was outstanding and caused the turnover ultimately. And the Saints have got some issues there. They haven't got the... And they're taking the +1. Well, Richmond are just running and chaining the ball. They're not kicking it to their spare. I think they've just got to equalise the numbers and get Brad Hill into the game. And I'm banging on a little bit, but he's just dying on the vine. What's he had, Chew?
Brad Hill, he's only had 8 possessions.
Gone a half forward. Ducks rolling in a bit of the wiggles. Hot potato, hot potato. We know he's a good singer. I think he wants to unleash again. He's a peacock duck. You just got to let him fly every now and again.
They can't fly, mate.
Peacock can fly. Absolutely, they can.
Only for short distances.
Yeah, but they can still fly.
Couple of metres.
Oh, they're not flying south for the winner.
Just on that, Brad Hill's gone the half forward. I think you just put him to his spot on the wing and let him go.
So ball up, point of the square. Saints in attack. They trail by 25, game high.
More of an eagle, Brandy.
It's too hard, Dave. A bald eagle.
Not with Mosh.
Soldo, free kick against Soldo, goes to Marshall, moves it quickly, shanks it into the pocket.
Wedge tail.
King. And that goes out of bounds. Of a boundary throw in on the 50.
It's interesting, straight away they've put Tarrant the King, unless that's just by chance, but he's just absorbing their best defender, isn't he, King? Like, it's a tough ask. We'll get to the bald eagle in a minute. But
So boundary throw in, right on the 50. Soldo got the chip out. Going inside forward 50 was Gresham. 50-50 ball. Tigers under pressure and Rioli's been good. Looks for Castagna, and Castagna Duck's still laughing at his own jokes in the back row.
Couple of taps on the shoulder early too. I thought I was Howie.
The great kick by Rioli to Castagna. There he goes long towards the wing. Well done, Wilkie. Here's Brad Hill. Can he make something happen? Did well to get the hands free. It was a good tackle from Baker. Put Mason Wood under pressure. And now the ball up.
So you've turned up the heat defensively, the Tigers, haven't they?
Oh, they're going hard. And St Kilda's struggling to withstand their heat.
Just hanging in here, the Saints. They're just hanging in, 25-point margin. Ball up centre half forward. They need the next goal. Who can lift? Seb Ross did well. Won the clearance, kicks it wide. Hayes, we've hardly called him today for St Kilda. Goes towards Mason Wood. Push Ralph Smith off the footy, but they come from everywhere, the Tigers. Strong tackle, Gibkiss, and they've got numbers everywhere. Rioli been very good in this game, finds Baker, and they're out here, the Tigers. They've got the outnumber. Pickett works with Broad. He can go back to Pickett. He steps inside himself because then he sees Matty Parker. Sinclair comes across, did well, got the fist in, and now maybe the Saints on the counter-attack. Ross to Membry. Gresham, always out goal side. Just took a little bit too long to get to him. Well done, Pickett, but the handball was clever. Brad Hill, handball's back to Crouch, who's inside 50. Turn, steadies, shoots, and sneaks it home. Just what the doctor ordered for St Kilda. They get the goal on the counter-attack. It was Brad Crouch with a nice finish.
Beautiful finish.
And they go to 9-5-59. Richmond 12-6-78. They're just hanging in. Triple M IG, I think a scoreboard. 10 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah, great finish from Crouch. But once again, Gresham, he's not having a bad game, Gresham. What are his numbers, Jim?
Well, he had 14 to half time, Doug.
Yeah, 14. But, I mean, then once again, though, just when he gets out, the pressure that they've put on him has been huge. They're right onto him in particular.
And remember, he had the runner inside here. Great effort by Seb Ross to stay on line.
Yeah, it was Gresham.
Why he went outside, I'll never know.
Look at the Harvey Norman, but look at the pressure from Pickett.
It's as good a throw as you'll see.
Just with Gresham, 21 touches. He's had 12 ground ball, which is clearly the most for the Saints.
Robbo Bob, Jane Team Arts.
Jake Arts gets his a chance. So they've lost Grimes. Grimes with a right hamstring, so Arts on the ground.
So back in the middle, the Saints get one. Before that, the Tigers kicked 6 of the last 7, and now the Saints back to 19 points. Inside forward 50, the Tigers go. Lynch couldn't mark it. Edwards trying a bit of Gaelic work off the ground and goes out of bounds of a boundary throw-in.
Just with Daniel Rioli, so since round 17 last year, he's been playing the back half of the ground, averaging 19 touches at 83% kicking efficiency. Today, he's going at 100%. In fact, 100% disposal efficiency from his 15 touches.
When you need Miller up, looks like he's got a bit of an issue behind play. Hopping around at the moment, so I'll get out to him and make sure he's okay, but he looks like he might be coming off. Long, the medical sub. He's got 3 to beat, did well. Step backwards, they got it to Hayes. Hayes to Steele, but Steele turned the footy over. Umpire called play on. Thought it might have been a free kick, not paid. Under pressure now. If the Saints could get one here, it'd be good. Crouch had to go back 15 metres and find Steele. Steele got a couple of players at half forward. One of those is Long. The other one's Hayes. They didn't really talk too much, but it ended up getting to Hayes. He's got to play forward of the ball. Can he get it to him now? It is. It's Butler. Butler. They really mess it up, the Saints. 3 for 1 behind.
We go back to Malera. Was it behind the ball? I don't think there was anything in it. I just caught it out of the corner of my eye. McIntosh was just running out. It looked like he might have corked him. He's got pretty skinny legs. The young fella.
So from the kick in, they get it out to Gibcus, who draws the handball to Ross, who gave the handball to Big Soldo. Not sure that's what you want to be doing with that handball. Turnover. Webster. Sebros now. Here go the Saints again. Wilkie. Chain of handballs to Patton. Just has to think his way through it. There are plenty of Tigers back inside 50. He thought his way through it beautifully. Just waited for Hayes to come back to the kick. Put it out in front. And the 4 Richmond defenders couldn't do a thing. And big Jack Hayes will go back and have his first shot at goal for the afternoon. And this to bring the margin back to 12 points if he can kick it.
It's been a nice little couple of minutes for the Saints. They've turned the ball over in centre wing the last 2 or 3 times and gone back, and this should be for 2 goals, 1 out of those opportunities. Richmond, ferocious pressure. What is the pressure at the minute, Chief?
Jack Hayes, 35 out, slide angle, pushes across the face of goal.
Through the roof. Sorry, Joey.
Yep, who's pressure? It's all right.
223 Tigers, Saints at 187.
Visually, it looks like it. They've just got to hang on here a little bit, Saints, and come again.
223 is what, a 8.5 out of 10?
Off the charts. That's how we'll classify it.
That'd be 11 plus.
Spot on, Ross. We'll bank that.
61-78, 17-point lead of the Tigers.
There's still a long way to go in this third term. 7 minutes 15. Ralph Smith, short ball. Rioli looks okay after coming off injured before. As you heard Robbo say, did some warm-ups down to the boundary with a sore ankle. Got it heavily strapped, and he goes with a long ball to centre wing. Lynch got a push out. Got a few free kicks today. Tom Lynch against Dougal Howard Ash.
Yeah, he certainly has. Tom Lynch for Triple M Red Z. 3 free kicks.
So 3 free kicks to Tom Lynch on centre wing. Short ball finds Rioli. Slides in. Lynott goes up to him and get up now. Pickett comes on and off the bench. Bolter, best kick in the comp, waiting to come on. Ralph Smith. Short ball. This is a slow build-up. Pretty much every player ahead of him. So just has to settle on a long one towards 50. Nankervis at the front of the pack. Maybe a free kick to Nankervis. No. Free kick to St Kilda. Go to Wilkie. Kick the goal. His first in 66 AFL games in the first quarter.
So Wilkie at half-back. Doesn't have a lot to go to, so he's forced to go long down the line. Nankervis and Ryder in the contest. Butler lurking at ground level. Cotchin's right there. Did well, Trent Cotchin. And then Graham did even better. Won the footy. Handballing ball. This is where they like to run and gun the Tigers. Gibcus to Graham. He was under pressure as he kicked it, so it's gone back, and it just makes it difficult for Arts. He's got Sebros. Well done, Arts. Just got a little shimmy to give himself some separation and got it to Broad. Although Mason Wood did well to close the exit, looking for Jack Ross.
Well done,
and
Ross.
they locked the ball inside 50.
Well done, Ross from St Kilda, because it was his pressure.
Well, he's had a very good quarter. Very good
Yes.
quarter for his pressure and standing up on 50-50 ball.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay, just looking at Wangaleen Miller. He was pushed off the ball and just landed awkwardly. Might have rolled his ankle maybe, or a bit of an Achilles or a heel. But
nothing dirty about it.
Nah, certainly not. Back into the action inside 50 for St Kilda. Long goes in hard. Steele trying to extract the footy. Then Curvis just lays on top of him. We'll have it thrown up, 40 out. So numbers, Red Z lending, Chew, in this third quarter. What's standing out?
Last 10 minutes, time in the forward half, St Kilda at 71%, Tigers only at 29%.
Cotchin on his hands and knees. He got the ball out only as far as Hayes. They go back in through Mason Wood. Unloads a big kick from 55. Mason Wood goes all the way. And the Saints bounce back, and it's back to 11 points. 78 plays 67. 5 minutes 15 to go. Triple M. IJ Liquor scoreboard.
And when you've got a weapon like that, you've just got to use it more often. He's a player. He's at North Melbourne. He had his issues, Chew, man. You probably know more
No, I really rated him, Duck, every time I saw him play. He was a high half-forward athletic, just injury-prone, wasn't
Doesn't
he?
get enough of the pill either, does he? How many today?
Consistent. Triple M Red Z, 9 touches in that major.
But that's a big goal.
But he's on a wing now. He used to be that high half-forward.
Yeah.
There's no better spot to play almost other than half-back unless you're getting settled like Brad Hill.
Nice role for him. He can roll back and support defensively.
Yeah, bring your aerial.
Yeah.
The tall winger's back in vogue.
And he can certainly run. Hey, down to Robbo, Bob Jane T. Marks.
Yeah, both sides have lost their subs. And they've sent Rioli out, heavily strapped right ankle. They've got to do the same thing with Wangadine Miller. I just got to signal 2 minutes. I reckon they'll strap it and take the risk with him.
McDonald's and Ream hot water. Triple M rocks footy. Out of the centre. Seb Ross having a good term. Got it wide to line it. Now McKenzie on that left boot. And the kick again. Well done by Rioli. He's done it both sides of the ball tonight. Knocks that one out of bounds just in front of the interchange gates.
Just showing some real resilience here, the Saints, not to crumble under the fierce Tiger heat. And you can't go at 220 for a whole game, so it's just going to open up a little bit for them.
Throw in. Thompson Dow. Handball. Edwards, who handballed it to Graham, whose rush kick only goes as far as Dan McKenzie, who played on, ran himself into trouble. So had to handball back to Webster. Now inboard Sinclair and Battle. Happy just to boot a high ball inside 50. Where are the Flyers? Marshall was there. Nankervis did the crumbing and then was too slow to get boot the ball. Well done, Ben Long.
And it's going to be 50.
They're just going to wait and see. It might be. There's a little bit of push and shove.
Walk away.
No.
Umpire's given Nank a benefit of the doubt. Tells everyone to walk away.
Stand, Trent. Stand. You're fine, mate. You're fine.
Big Nank did push him over after giving the free kick.
100%.
Yeah, it could be paid. It has been paid for less in the past.
Well,
can he kick this, Joey?
Ben Long from 50.
Not a puzzle.
I reckon he can. I reckon he's got the journey, Benny Long. Made his name at VFL level as a forward. Kicked 5 in a final. That got him drafted.
Free kick.
And now it's a 50-metre penalty. Butler got in the face of Marlon Pickett, who dropped him off the ball. And there's a bit of a push and shove. Jack Hayes gets involved. Marlon Pickett doesn't want a bar of it. He knows he's done the wrong thing.
They still give out fines for this push and shove.
The melee.
So all of a sudden, the Saints trailed by 25 points earlier in the quarter. They've kicked 3 on the trot, and they're back within 5 points. Long's got his second, coming on as the medical sub.
Well, you got to know your prey, don't you? Butler knew he's got a short fuse Pickett, got under his skin, and an off the ball.
Now they've just lost their composure a bit here, the Tigers.
Just looking at the Harvey Norman.
Off the ball.
Just looking at the Harvey Norman.
Butler, there wasn't much in it at all, and then Butler played it beautifully.
Butler should be reported for staging.
Oh, he
it's a bit of a left.
He did fall. He exaggerated.
It was a little left hook to
it
the
was
stomach,
in his
wasn't
chest.
it?
Wasn't.
Yeah.
Open hand.
Yeah.
Chest push.
That's not a. It's not a fake. It's not a dive.
It wasn't Mike Tyson that threw it. He dived.
He exaggerated it.
You know what? Don't throw it and it can't happen.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
He's all of that.
So it's back to 5
Everything
point
we've said
margin.
right.
Triple MIJ like a scoreboard. 4 minutes left in the
We're
half.
never wrong up here. That's the beauty of
Well,
it.
you know why we got the Harvey Norman.
Tell you what, this game is spiced up a bit now. Gresham out of the middle. Nankervis came off his boot. Steele was in there. The ball just popped out. Saints working feverishly at the moment. Ryder sockers the boot down towards half forward. Bouncing ball. Marshall got it out. Handball over the top. Membry steps one way. Got the handball back. Long. He's kicked 2. Got it back to Membry from the boundary. The banana. Missed. Too skinny. Exciting footy by the Saints. 4-point lead to the Tigers. 78 plays 74.
Geez, the Saints crowd went up.
If they can just get it there, they are vulnerable, Richmond, without a Grimes down there.
How quickly momentum's changed. All of a sudden, it's the Tigers under pressure.
Saints starting to win the clearances in the centre bounce.
Last 13 minutes, 7-2. The clearance is St Kilda's way.
Good call, Brownie.
Rioli just kicks it long to the wing. Pickett flew in front, didn't take the mark. Webster at ground level, got it back to Benny Patton. Under pressure, squeezes a little 30-metre kick. Will it get out of bounds? It will. Just forward of the interchange bench for St Kilda. Jack Steele comes in as a well-earned break. Seb Ross will come on. 3 minutes left on the clock. They led by 25 points earlier in this quarter. Did the Tigers. Now they only lead by 4. Soldo. Double-handed tap. Didn't go too far. Crouch has been busy.
Crouch has had a big quarter too, man. What's he had?
Yeah, especially since quarter time. Crouch has had 6 disposals, but also kicked that major and laid 3 tackles. He's had 13 since quarter time.
Yeah.
It's a great effort at the stoppages, the Saints, because they're one down at the coalface.
Well, it's the Tigers who need the answer now. Saints everywhere. Ross been good defensively, Duck. High ball, Pickett sits underneath it and marks it. Had to keep his eye on it. And
well, Gresham was flat on that. It was a front and square handball. They're hot player. Just give it to him.
Yeah. Especially if you're going to turn around and kick an up and up like that.
Up the chimney.
Pickett to short.
Move out with him. Play on, you're off. Play on.
I heard the umpire say, play on to Jaden Short. 60-metre punt kick down to half forward.
Holding. Richmond. Hold the arm.
Lynch
Another free kick to Lynch.
4. Or 5, is it?
That's 4. Dougal Howard's had his issues today. Short ball coming in, doing well was Jimmy Webster. Ball ricocheted back to Bolton, tackled by Patton. And ball up on the 50-metre line.
Well, Webster, you always got to keep your eye on the ball. So he saw there was one Richmond player, left his man, had the coach come forward and create the intercept.
Ball up, Wanganeen Miller back out onto the ground. He's wrapped up straight away.
But that was good. He knew he couldn't dispose of it. Good ball security, took the tackle, get a restart.
2 minutes left on the clock. Good third quarter of footy. Saints have kicked the last 3. Liam Baker won the clearance. Handball to Dow. His handball coughed up. Wanganeen Miller up to Wilkie, who clears the area. Pickett stood his ground, couldn't take the mark. Broad wrapped up by a couple of Saints. King getting involved. Tigers win it back. Ross feeds it back to Short. That's up the chimney. That's almost hit the roof here at Marvel. Stand under that. They all do, but then Marshall gave away an unnecessary free kick. He pushed Soldo in the back, and he's got it 55 out. He has a couple of Tigers in the corridor. Jake Arts calling for it at centre forward, ignores him. Instead goes to the pocket. Tom Lynch and Bolter. We haven't seen Bolter too much since quarter time. Handball to no one. Shea Bolton's lurking. So's Jack Graham. Couldn't take it cleanly. Saints got to be careful not to give away a free kick. And they're going to get a ball up 5 metres out from the Tigers' goal. Noah Bolter, too, been quiet.
Since quarter time, spot on, Joey. 2 disposals and just the 1 major.
He's kicked 2 goals all up there, Ash. Umpire elevates the ball and Marvel Stadium sky. Saints clear the footy. King up against the boundary line with a boundary throw in inside the last minute. So the game evenly poised at the moment. The Tigers by 4. They led by as much as 25. So boundary throw in, Soldo and Marshall. Soldo won it clearly to Ross. He wanted to give it to Baker, but Baker had his back turned to him going backwards and just had to kick it and it goes out of bounds on the full, an unforced error.
Got 15, play on.
Jimmy Webster called to play on. The Mosh candidate. Down to centre wing, that's a good mark taken by Max King. I haven't seen a lot of him today. He's been very quiet, but that is a very good mark, Ash.
First mark.
First mark. Said he's been quiet. That's really quiet. Dow stepped in and out of trouble. Picked it up at half-back, chipped the ball to Broad, who's been terrific today, and marks it just inside the boundary.
20 seconds left in the quarter, so they might run out of time here. He's in no rush. He's going to go long again towards Tommy Lynch, who's got some free kicks today. Shea Bolton also flew. Mackenzie, is that a dangerous tackle?
Dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
It's always going to be. Just no need
to do it. Yeah. Might make you feel good, but it hurts your team.
He's got to get in quick. Can they take a mark? Siren's about to go. High ball. No, they couldn't. And we've got a game on our hands here. It's 3/4 time at Marvel Stadium. The Tigers led by 25 points. The Saints kicked the last 3 goals. And at 3/4 time, they're 11-8-74, still trailing Richmond 12-6-78. Good game of footy for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks the footy.
That quarter for IGA Liquor, where good food deserves a great drop.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
feed the whole team with Macca's 40-piece Chicken McNuggets pack today. Available from 10:30am.
Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
Loz, can you find out how many times Kawaj has been dismissed in the 90s, please?
He's yet to be dismissed for less than 90 this series.
But hang on, how many times has he been dismissed in the 90s?
Twice since December.
I thought you meant the decade.
He would have been 6 in the 90s.
I know that now.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. This month, Bob Jane T-Marts gives you safer holiday driving deals. Buy 3, get 1 free, and up to $100 instant cashback on a great selection of top brand tyres, including Bridgestone, Yokohama, Goodyear, Dunlop, and the legendary All-Rounder. Buy a set of 4 Monster wheels and off-road tyres, and enter to win an Austrac Telegraph X camper trailer. Plus, over 2K's worth of extras from HEMA and GME. We'll look after you.
T's and C's apply.
Whoa, check this out. Bottom Art's giving away 5 content creator kits. Just pick up a specially marked Jack Daniels and Cola 10-pack for $42.99 and enter online.
Wow, you could win an Apple MacBook, a Canon digital SLR package, a premium drone with heaps of accessories, even a photography course.
They've also got my favourite beer on special, a 24-pack of Victoria Bitters, $49.99.
Great price. The comp ends soon, though.
Way ahead of ya!
Good time start at Bottle Mart.
See website for T's and C's. 1 hour delivery available in selected areas. Download the app. Catalogue out now.
Code is the ultimate sports site for AFL lovers. Get in-depth stories from the game's best writers, plus podcasts and videos. Personalise your feed with my code and go deeper into the footy at codesports.com.au.
Welcome to sunny Los Angeles.
Meet the dream team that changed the game forever.
Lakers select Magic Johnson.
From the director of The Big Short comes a brand new drama series. Stream Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty on Binge.
Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra. Hey Australia, there's never been a better time to check up on your health. We have a world-class healthcare system that's easy to access, even when you can't be there in person. Telehealth enables you to catch up with your GP or health professional, and the Australian Government has now made it permanently available through Medicare. Show your health some love, face-to-face, by phone or video call. Care for your health. Find out more at australia.gov.au.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. Check out National Tiles' all-new Italian and Spanish floor tiles on our website now. Your new home or renovation will look absolutely stunning in any one of the 25 all-new European floor tiles. Currently available for immediate delivery, but you'll have to be quick. These all-new stunning European floor tiles are walking out the door. So rush to order online or in-store at National Tiles now.
Don't miss the Harris Scarf Big Stock Take clearance. Store-wide, we're clearing out kitchenware, homewares and fashion at Harris Scarf. Up to 30% off all electrical, up to 40% off all clothing, underwear and footwear, and up to a massive 60% off all homewares in Manchester. Hurry, head in store or online now with click and collect in just 2 hours. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices. Exclusions apply. See in-store or online for details. Sale ends Sunday 17th of April 2022.
Shut up!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert teams and a huge range of electrical products and services. Beacon makes every tradie's job easier.
They sure do. We've got a close one here at Marvel Stadium. 4-point lead for the Tigers, 12-6-78. The Saints are 11-8-74. 3 goals to 2 in that quarter. The Saints got it back to 5 points, and it was 25 when Ralph Smith kicked his goal early in the second term. As I go to Ash with the Triple M Red Z lending stats, particularly from that quarter where the Saints turned it around.
Yeah, they won 4 out of the last 6 clearances, St Kilda, and in that term, Seb Ross, he picked up 8 disposals, 2 clearances, still also with 8 and a couple of clearances, and 7 apiece to Webster and McKenzie.
Ream-Hot water built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a room. Here's Ross and Duck.
Well, I thought Richmond just threw their best punch almost, really. They brought fierce heat, and they looked like they were cracking St Kilda open, but they found a way just to hang in. And they started halving those clearances, as the Duck pointed out, and they did look vulnerable defensively, Richmond, if they could get it in there. So, you know, and all credit to St Kilda's midfield, Crouch and Gresham. Like, Gresham's flying not only with disposals but contested ball. So why they've got to have real credit is because Richmond have got the extra up at that clearance and around the source, and St Kilda are coping with it. And I think really Ryder's ruck work has really helped there. It'd be great if Marshall steps up. We know he's a real talent, but someone's going to have to bob for a quarter here. Seb Ross bob for the third. There's a lot of even players. So I just like what St Kilda's done. I think they can come here. I'm not sure Richmond can sustain that They thought they'd crack open St Kilda, I think.
I agree, Ross. I think the positive for St Kilda, and I thought they had the better of Richmond in that quarter, and it was under Richmond pressure, 224, the two-man said during that quarter. So they were able to get momentum under that sort of pressure. So if Richmond have to sustain that at least, because I think all the running at the moment is with the Saints.
I think you're right. Now look at Wanganeen-Malira. I know I've banged on a bit, and you got Wood on the wings versus McIntosh, who knows the role inside out, and Pickett. Premiership players winger. Brad Hill started as the highest for and come up, but I think he's going to get more rope and run on a wing. Let him take one of them on. And let Malira go forward and kick a goal.
So for McDonald's and Ream, hot water, Triple M Rocks footy, final quarter underway. It's Gresham, who just tried to shovel the handball out to Ross, got there eventually. His handball was a hospital one for Steele, but he gets the free kick. So the first centre clearance will go the way of the Saints. He had Sinclair running past, ignored him, wheeled and went himself. High ball, where's Max King? Couldn't quite take the mark, it's been paid.
He's caught it between his legs.
Unbelievable.
Doesn't matter how you take him, just...
Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Started in the chest, slid down between the knees, and it stuck.
It did too.
You know what, you need a little bit of luck. But he made his own luck. He come hard at the ball, eyes only for the ball, Duck. You'd love that.
Yeah, and
in front.
And he wanted it, and it actually was a mark.
He's been very, very quiet, but he was quiet in the first half last week as well against Freo and kicked 4 in the second half. Can he get the Saints off to the perfect start? It's a beautiful kick. And the young superstar delivers. And the Saints are back in front. First time since the opening minutes of the third term. And they're 12-8-80. Richmond 12-6-78. Triple M Beacon trade scoreboard.
Well, it's just the start the Saints wanted, wasn't it? I think they've withheld the big punch from Richmond. And if there was any doubt they thought they were in this game, well, they've been lit up here. A centre clearance, a contested mark from their young forward, and nothing fuels the midfield like a key forward taking a grab.
Well, they then have real confidence to get it in there quicker. They're not looking for something that's not there.
We saw it last night with the Cats.
Yeah.
They had Jeremy Cameron on fire. The midfield just lit up. And Gresham again with the contested ball out of the middle.
Unusual mark there, Brownie.
Umpire didn't to pay it. It would have been
you know what?
100%.
It was because he was a fair way off, but he saw what he saw.
4 goals in a row to the Saints, and they're back in front by 2 points. McDonald's Room, hot water, Triple M Rocks footy. Tigers haven't been forward much of late since they got 24 points up. So Arts came on for Dylan Grimes. Big bolter, what a big fly that was. Ball came down to ground level though, couldn't take it. Pressure was good. Ball got out towards McKenzie. Went one way, then the other, and got it to Jimmy Webster, who had a double fumble, then got back and got it. Handball was good to Gresham. Gresham, chipping ball, bouncing to the wing. Wood kicked a goal, a big one in that third term. Got it back to Gresham. Run and carry as a bounce. Gresham with a left foot inside forward 50, but Tigers are everywhere. And they get it back towards Baker. Hemmed in on the boundary. High up and under ball back to centre wing.
Well, the bounce killed King. He was on the lead, he bounced, and he put it all out of sync.
No one could take the mark. Shea Bolton involved. They want to see him more get the ball in this last quarter. Edwards, here goes the handball game into the corridor. Baker has Pickett out wide. Wanganeen-Miller didn't go for it, just corralled the mark because it gives a chance for Matty Parker, who takes the mark and plays on. 50 out, goes to the pocket to Lynch, who's got the sit. Well done, Josh Battle. Came across from behind. Howard was in front. Battle got the fist in, knocked it over right next to the left-hand point post.
Well, just back onto that. King had split. He was leading up with the ball carrier, and he's bounced the ball and just put him out of position.
Kick the last 4 goals have the Saints. Richmond have it thrown in 20 around. Jack Graham taking in a tackle. Be thrown up 15 out. Shea Bolton's lurking. So's Parker. Ryder keeps it in tight. There is Parker. Well done, McKenzie. Terrific tackle. That's the roll. He was giving some cover. And he gets rewarded with holding the ball.
And he moves the ball quickly. Jack Steele, the captain. Numbers, Ash?
23 disposals, 3 tackles, 8 intercept possessions.
For Jack Steele?
Yep.
Ross goes across the goal. He's defending, and a bouncing ball to Mason Wood. Sinclair's made some space and dash. He split out towards centre wing. Bradley Hill does the same thing. You heard Duck say the run. And that's exactly what they do. To Long. Long turns around and dumps it inside forward 50. Membry and King. King from the side. Got it. Plays on. And the Saints are now out by 8 points. The movement was incredible. Duck picked it up. How much they were running from one side to the other. 86 plays 78, Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, you spoke about Brad Hill. I mean, it's his run to get across to the wing to make that an option. If he doesn't run there, then it's a slow play, Joey.
It was an 80 or 90 metre, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And Seb Ross's kick.
Correct. It gets held up. It gets held up if he doesn't push across with that gut run.
Because Richmond, they'll say you can switch, but we'll hold up the switch. Now, that gut run, they could flow on the switch and they get it into their forwards one-on-one. And when King can leap, they can't touch him. It was so exciting to see.
Well, he's 7'22", and he can jump. He should, and he at least he got at that one at its highest point. And I like the fact that he just rolled on and played on.
And I think they've got their method. They'll go, okay, let's switch. We've got them for a run. Let's go.
Yeah.
McDonald's and Ream hot water. Saints out by 8 points all of a sudden. Crouch been excellent in heavy traffic. Flicks it out to Mason Wood, who has Mackenzie off half-back. Got that left boot again, Gresham. Just always finds so much space. He's such a clever player. Pops it out wide again to Crouch. At half forward, handball to Wood. Over the top to Hill. Starting to get involved. Where's King? Ignores him. Goes to the top of the square. Membry's at the top of the square. Pickett tried to go for the mark. Was lucky to get away with it. Marlon Pickett should have put a fist through that one. And now we'll have a ball up top of the square.
Isn't it? It's confidence from Pickett.
It was a great kick by Hill. Just weighted it to the top of the square.
So ball's thrown up. There's going to be a free kick going the way of Robbie Tarrant. We'll quickly get down to Robbo. Bob Jane team up.
Yeah, that's his spot. Hill on the wing, that's for sure. Just an update on the subs. They lost Higgins, St Kilda. So Ben Long came on and Dylan Grimes, right hamstring. He's out of the contest, so Jack Arts gets his chance.
Feels like Mason Wood's been good since halftime, Ash.
Yeah, Triple M Red Z Brownie. We'll draw that stat up shortly. Come back to you.
In your own time, mate. Triple M Red Z lending loads for the self-employed.
Just had Stacks more of the ball in this quarter, two-man St Kilda.
Yeah, 30-10 Saints way in terms of disposals. Mason Wood, 10 touches in the major since half-time.
It's good going for Mason Wood out in that wing, and the ball trickles out of bounds.
In just the last 27 minutes, Cochin only 3 possessions, and Bolton just the 2.
So just having a look at the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Need a new laptop or mobile shop, Harvey Norman. We have all the big brands. Look like both players in the goal square, Pickett and also Membry had a crack at it. The umpire called play on quite rightly. From the stoppage, Bradley Hill again. Back to Gresham. Gresham missed a footy.
He's on fire, Gresham. What's he had this quarter? 2, 3 or 4?
And Hill's run.
5 touches for Gresham.
It's a free kick to Gresham. Chipping ball.
Stand.
And he gets it to Crouch.
Play on, you're off. Play on.
Called to play on. You're off. To Membry. Can't mark it. And the umpire's paid a chop. Free kick to Membry.
They pick and choose those. I'm not sure that was there. I've seen a lot worse today not be paid. So
I can tell you, I reckon it was soft as butter.
He's pretty lucky.
Let's have a look on the Harvey Norman replay, Duck.
We love the Harvey Norman because
one of the great large format retailers in the country, Harvey Norman.
Yeah, it's pretty soft.
He dropped it before the contact came anyway.
Yeah, bit soft.
The umpire was a late call as well.
But I love the ruck worker rider. Richmond is setting up. He's just dropping it in close to the one free St Kilda player, and it's having all sorts of effect.
Tim Membry, 10 metres in from the boundary. He's kicked 2. On the way, he's got 3. The Saints have 6 in a row. And they lead by 14. 92 plays 78. Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard where good food deserves a great drop.
Well, we talk about that run, talk about Gresham and Hill. 3 handball receives each. Richmond have had 4 for the whole team. So just that connection that they've had, and like I said, a little bit of luck with a free kick, but gee, that's a
But they're winning
nice
the ball
finish.
as well. I'm not sure what contested ball is, Chew. But if you win it and you run, what's the combination there, Chew?
It's 11-5 this quarter. Uncontested ball, 27-7.
Great combo.
Yeah.
And the question mark's been the Saints midfield. They all think a bit one-paced, a bit down, but all of a sudden Gresham in there, Sinclair in there. They now look much more dynamic. Brad Hill getting involved higher up the ground, and the Saints out by 14 points for McDonald's and Ream hot water. And it's Crouch again who wins a centre clearance, and it goes wide to that man Brad Hill. Got a poor bounce. although Baker went to ground, felt the pressure. Well done, Brad Hill. Didn't take the ball, tapped it into the path. Steele just came out of nowhere, wins the ball, goes to the top of the square. Where's King? Oh, great courage from, it was McIntosh on the wing who got the fist in. And now it's a loose ball for the Tigers to mop up. Soldo to Broad, defensive goal square. Pokes a little short one into Rioli. Still deep in defence. Gonna have to get something going here, the Tigers. They've stopped to a walk. 6 unanswered goals to the Saints. The last 3 of the third, the first 3 of the final quarter. McIntosh got nothing to go to. So off one step, he's just forced to kick down the line. Saints everywhere. Marshall dropped to Soda. Got it back. Bolton wraps him up. And he's lucky not to get pinged and will have it thrown up.
Geez, they're lacking some run, the Tigers.
And it's Baker, been on hill the whole quarter. He's a big work rate, Baker. He's going to have to tighten up here.
The ball up, ball flicked back out towards Sinclair. Down a half forward and well done by Short. Short quickly moves the ball on. Broad. He's got Tarrant screaming out to the commentary side. Elects not to go to him. He's got players out the other side. That's where he goes now. Cochin will mark it on centre wing, just backwards of centre wing. Getting the boos from the crowd. A bit rough. Cochin is a lovely man. Then a half forward, Lynch. And it fisted away from him. Ross. His handball went wild and ball just in a rolling muck at the moment. Trying to get it forward, the Tigers. Now they go forward, inside forward 50, ducking back is Jake Arts. Or as Lobbo likes to call him, Jack Arts. And he goes backwards, and the umpire's called time on though, so you got it to Ross, he'll have to go back. He's in a very similar position to where Memory kicked the last one at the opposite end. You'd have to think he needs to kick this for the Tigers to have any chance. They're 14 down. They need to kick 3. He goes at 9 goals, 10 across his career. So Arts, the medical sub today, should be fresh. That's not going to be a goal. Wouldn't have hit 3 sets of goals. Lynch fisted away from him. Lynott picked it up, got it out. Sinclair, right foot, darting ball, good. And he finds Crouch, and he's just going to slow it down.
His big killing spore from Dougal Howard. He's right on top of Lynch at this point.
Been a while since their last goal, the Tigers, 2-man.
Spot on, Duck. 13-minute mark into the third quarter.
And that put him in front by what, Chu? 25 points?
25 points.
It's been 6 unanswered goals. And the Saints are full of running. Butler with a front and square on the wing. Outside of the boot finds Membry. Brad Hill's charging forward. Max King's in a 1-on-1. Goes to that man again. They call him Winks. And he's going to go back to kick his 3rd in this final quarter and break the hearts of the Tigers fans.
Gee, when he's on the lead and the ball's put out in front of him, he's undefendable, isn't he, Doug?
Well,
is that a word?
It was just a beautiful kick from Membry. Just turned, knew exactly what he likes and put it to the space. Always going to mark that.
King turned Tarrant inside out for his 3rd goal in this final quarter. Hooked it badly. That's a letdown. 14-9-93.
Thinks he's got to put some blinkers on.
Gresham back on the ground.
12-6-78. 15-point margin. Still got 10.5 minutes left in this game.
They just have to have a crack now. The Tigers move the ball quickly, but they turned it over again. Marshall, his handball was knocked down by Pickett. Pickett wanted the ball out of bounds. Gresham did well. Ross came in and affected that one. Ross's handball was wild. He got it back. He just made Edwards work for a little bit too much. Then his handball was no good. Pressure from the Saints was outstanding.
Mason Wood, the initial pressure, just reckless in his approach.
To Crouch, short ball. Ross. Elects not to go, now does. Left foot into the pocket. Soldo and Tarrant marked these on his
Well, notwithstanding the mark, just take your ground, crib 15 metres. He could have kicked the goal.
Gave the forwards no chance.
Terrible decision.
Or pop it up for King.
Western
decision.
Derby coming up next. Basil Zemplis, Tom Atkinson, Andrew Embley, Xavier Ellis, Britt Taylor and the Beast.
Big fly from Jake Arts. Couldn't quite pull it down. Mason Wood, handball inboard to Crouch, who goes back to Benny Patton, who sees Butler in a bit of space, but it might be King again. Maxi King floats across the front and takes another mark inside 50.
Great kick pattern. Just put it to his advantage.
But either way, if he turned him board, he had the free St Kilda player in the corridor.
What are Max King's numbers in this final quarter, Chu?
3 disposals, he's taken 4 grabs and kicked 2 goals, 1.
We called this.
We called it. He's going to kick this from outside 50. 5 metres in from the boundary. Oh. Listen to the roar. Max King's putting on a show in this final quarter. He's kicked his third. And wearing the famous number 12 in match at Marvel Stadium.
Just looking at the Harvey Norman Wasp, that a beautiful kick.
He's broken this one open and they're out to 21 points, 15-9, 99. Richmond 12-6-78. Duck got distracted.
Beautiful. Wasn't that...
And the Saints are on fire.
What caught your eye, Duck, in that play?
That went dead straight, that ball. There was no deviation whatsoever. Straight through the high diddle. And,
well, they've stopped that in their tracks here, the Tigers. Well, it's halfway through the third. They gave it everything. They didn't crack St Kilda's spirit.
And that's what you got to love about this young kid too, because the game's in the balance. He stood up. He hasn't had a good game.
Well, he has now.
Well, exactly.
He's
right.
a match winner.
It goes to show you that you can grab a game by the scruff of the neck when it hasn't been your day in the first 3 quarters.
7 in a row.
And it's a good sign to see Jack Steele going forward here. So their midfield can stand up with them. Seb Ross is in there, Crouch and Gresham.
21-point lead to the Saints. Done on a good defender too in Tarrant, who's now been moved off him. Parker has kicked 3.
And we talked about whether Richmond could sustain that pressure, man. Has it dropped off at all?
Significantly. 224 Q3 to 156 this quarter.
Oh, Parker went long. Lynch at the ground level. Bolton couldn't get it. Battle was in there. He's tackled to the ground. Needs to get it out. Umpire put the whistle to the mouth and then took it back out. Bolton smothered off his boot. Saints are ravenous at the moment. Cotchin went in. Tried to pick it up. Went over it. Patton was there. Needs to tap it out. There's Patton sitting over it. The umpire calls for a ball up at centre-half forward.
Chew, what are the ravenous Saints at with their pressure?
Chew hasn't got his headphones on at the moment.
Cotchin kicked it in the back of Shane Edwards. Edwards went back, got it. 55 out, slides one. It's going to go wide. Going to go really wide.
Would it be fair to say the Richmond, the turnaround when Grimes went off, did he go off halfway through the third quarter?
Pretty much.
Just changed the complexion of the game.
Chew, what's been the Saints' pressure this final quarter or since maybe halfway through the third?
Oh, you're back, Chew.
Yeah, I'm back. They're going at 190, the Saints, which is the highest it's been throughout the entire game this quarter.
Up by 21. Line it. Goes long down the line.
Holding, Ryder.
Free kick to the other way, Paddy Ryder.
It's when it goes your way, it all goes your way.
Yeah. Finds Gresham again. Disposal, number 29. Of course, the best player on the ground will win the Ian Stewart medal. Did you win the Ian Stewart medal, Duck? I won one. Kick goes towards King again. He's going to get a free kick holding the man. Maxie King could be making a late charge for the Ian Stewart medal. He's going to go back for his 4th goal in this 4th quarter. Robbie Tarrant felt the pressure, was all over him. And the umpire saw it.
Not a lot in it, but I think you touch with.
Well, the jumper come out.
Maxie King has kicked 3 goals, 2 in 15 minutes. It's a tough kick, just inside 50, inside the boundary line. Oh, what a star he's become before our eyes. Max King has kicked 4 in the final quarter. And the Saints have absolutely destroyed the Tigers since midway through the third. And they are 16-9-105. Richmond are stuck on 12-6-78. How good has this been?
One of the entries this quarter, Chew. Obviously St Kilda well on top.
9-5, St Kilda's way, but they've kicked 5 goals, 1 from those 9 entries.
60%.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, a week's a long
Say that
time
again. How many goals?
5 goals, 1 from 9 entries.
Gee whiz.
Robbo Bob Jane teammates.
Dylan Grimes out with that right hamstring, and Jake Arts has come on, Brownie. So doing a bit of coaching down here, Grimes.
that happened half an hour ago.
Just with Max King, from quarter 1 to quarter 3, only 6 touches, 1 mark, 2 behinds. This term, 5 disposals, 4 marks, 4 goals, 1.
Sandra Sully with the late news down there. And Broadmar drops what he should have taken. Allows Member to come in. King's got it again. Got it again. He played on. Going to be very good to kick 5 in the last quarter somewhere and win the game for your club. But goes out of bounds.
Oh, who did that? Did you do that one?
Yeah, he did.
Against Collingwood?
On Jimmy Clement.
His adrenaline was pumping. That
He's
much.
through the roof. This is duck-like. This is duck-like.
Better than duck-like.
It is. Feels like the 90s.
Free kick to the Saints.
Or the 80s, who got the mullets.
Rowan Marshall's going to get a free kick, and this game is over. So big Rowan Marshall kicked the Saints' second goal today. That's against Bolter. He's a little bit overzealous, Bolter.
William, you got to go. Right out with me. If you go back and get the ball.
So Rowan Marshall.
15 gone.
This for 9 goals in a row to the Saints. And he's happy with it. Goal to the Saints. And on the back of King kicking the last 4, they're out to 33 points, 111 plays 78.
Geez, Pickett would like he's off the ball. Listen him back on tipping as well.
Back in the third term you're talking about?
Yeah, back in the third term. Because backs to the wall, you don't need those little invitations to make you a bit more comfortable in the game. But it's really been the St Kilda midfield and the vulnerability of the Richmond defence.
What a turnaround. Sure wouldn't mind getting some numbers from you at some stage from midway through the third quarter when Richmond led by 25. Once Crouch kicked the goal to get it back to 19. What are some of the numbers? Because St Kilda have been absolutely dominant.
Yeah, they certainly
They're
have.
under all sorts of pressure, and they just turn the screws.
Plus 15 in contested ball, plus 6 in clearances. And you look how efficient they are. 16 entries, but 9 goals for, Joey. 9-4.
Well, they've absolutely destroyed Richmond when it's gone inside 50. The Tigers have not been able to defend.
And the clearances this quarter, like they've thrown Boulder into the ruck. Just riders launching at the ball. It's been fantastic for the momentum around the clearance.
Yeah, plus 4, 8-4 Saints way.
Tigers send it deep inside 50. Edwards
isn't having the impact on games he used to when they were flying.
Butler, some party tricks. Takes a one-hander on Ralph Smith. Steele, strings past. He's going to go to that man again. Maxi King is putting on an absolute clinic. Even Duck's starting to wonder if he's had a corner this big.
Please.
I knew I'd get him to bite.
Excuse me, I said please what?
He's going to go back.
Oh, it's exciting for the Saints fans.
And this is his 7th shot at goal for the quarter.
Unbelievable.
He's kicked 4 goals too in this quarter. For his 7th shot in one quarter. From 50. Oh, he's leaned back on it.
Oh, he's exhausted.
Out of bounds on the 4.
But how exciting for the St Kilda Football Club and their fans that these 2 weeks in a row he's just lit them up.
There's a new number 12 in town at St Kilda now. He's been awesome.
So he could have kicked at least 6 or 7 in this last quarter.
Do you reckon he had 7 shots at goal in a quarter?
Huh?
Do you reckon he had 7 shots at goal in a quarter?
Easily.
The only thing with him, when he comes in, he's fiddling around with that ball a lot. Fiddling around, moving the ball.
The difference is, Joey,
just keep it steady. Keep it steady.
He hasn't got much momentum in his run-up, has he?
Yeah, and he's got the Stephen Kernahan thing, spinning it around in your hands. Just keep it straight.
Saw sticks last night. Good to see the great man.
Inside forward 50, Lynch. Can't mark it at ground level. Battle takes it out of bounds.
I've liked Dougal how it's going. I know a couple of free kicks, but he's kicked one, Lynch, and they've gone to him all day. Some big spoils. Fought back from a scratchy start. He's been a good player today.
4 minutes 25 to go. The Saints are going to win this. They lead by 33 points. At one stage, we were saying how big the Tigers. They lead by 25 points. Ralph Smith kicked the goal at the 13-minute mark of the third term. And ever since then, the Saints have kicked the last 9. Crouch kicked the first one. then Wooden long, and then it's been the King show. He's kicked 4 in the last quarter, 7 shots at goal.
Sinclair, who was very good through that middle part of the game when the Saints needed him. He's been thrown into the midfield. Just added a different dynamic. Wanganeen Miller up. He's going to enjoy the experience. Beautiful kick into the corridor. Marshall to Gresham. They're queuing up open side. Seb Ross has got King in a one-on-one if he wants to go to him. It was Wood who swept the handball to Ross. Should have gone to King. Made it hard for Ross. It was a good rundown chase from Jack Graham. And we get a ball up 55 out. Where's the sense of theatre from Mason Wood? True man.
Since the 12-minute mark of the third quarter when the Tigers got out to that 25-point lead, Bolton, only 3 handballs.
Mason Wood flicks a handball wide again to Gresham, the favourite for the Ian Stewart medal, you would think. Wood around the body. Crouch should be contending as well. He's been very good. Couldn't get it. Sinclair over to Steele. Steele to Ross. Ross to Gresham. Inside 50, inside the boundary line. He's got some fancy footwork. Gresham this time just throws it on the boot. Hill's lurking. Been moved to half forward. Been better. Had a fumble. Hayes flicks it back to Steele, who steps around Thompson Dow to put the icing on the cake. Free kick against Membry. Going to go the way of Jaden Short. Still 3 minutes to go in this one. 33-point lead to the Saints.
McIntosh chips it to Castagna. Castagna got the run of Baker. Baker at half back. Bolter moving towards half forward. The kick doesn't favour him though. Wilkie gets back and was able to just paddle the ball down towards the boundary line, and we'll have a boundary throw in. Dougal Howard, Ross has been impressed with him today.
I think he's been very good. This is a good, solid, tall defender. Not many around.
Coupling Harvey Norman replay. Brett Ratton still looks a bit stressed up there. Game's in your keeping, Brett. So boundary throw in. McIntosh couldn't barge through, and Jack Steele stood in his way. Wanganeen Miller up, down a half forward. Mark dropped by Short, went back and then paddled it off the ground. Wanganeen Miller was clean at ground level. Saints with another opportunity going forward. Membry chips the ball, and there's players out of here at the moment. Hayes ducks back and takes an easy mark. 35 out, 45-degree angle.
He'd be flat on that, Gresham. He was 30 metres free at the back.
Well, they rolled the dice, didn't they? They rolled the dice, the Tigers. They had nothing to lose, so they all took off. Gresham licked his lips and was inside 50 on his own.
Best game I've seen Gresham play. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of him, Joey, but geez, played good footy today.
Jack Hayes yet to kick a goal. Kicked 3 on debut. He's now got one. Everything going right for the Saints. They've had a tremendous second half. 18 goals, 9 they are up to big score of 117, 12, 678. The Tigers have been rooted on that for a long time.
Yeah, 10 goal kickers, so it's been a good, even spread. And the other thing, they've kicked really accurately, haven't they? They've kicked really well their set shots. What are their set shots, Mick?
13 goals, 3, and coming into today's game, they were going at 50%.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting, this stadium, Marvel with the roof, no wind. It was a really accurate game. I forget who it was. Might have been the Bulldogs and Melbourne.
I mean, how many shots have we seen from this sort of pocket? And they've just gone dead straight, haven't they?
Well, there's no variables, is there? No wind.
Hey, Two-Man, how long since Richmond have actually scored?
To be precise,
halfway through the third.
12 minutes and 49 seconds when they're up by 25 points. 12:49 in the third quarter.
So almost a quarter and a half.
Spot on.
Have not scored under the roof at Marvel. After kicking 10 goals in the first half, Richmond been about 50 minutes since they've even scored a point. That's how dominant the Saints have been. And I hope they don't concede one in the last minute 38. Sinclair again. Loved his game.
A lot of joy in your voice today, Joey.
It's been great to see. It's been anyone who loves footy would love this game. We've been spoilt with some beauties over the weekend. There was a good game at the MCG earlier, Choice Hotels. We'll get Chu to give us that one in a minute. Last night, Collingwood Geelong was a beauty. And this one's been an absolute ripper. Ball goes to half forward. Broad, Gibkiss. Missed the handball. Just to wrap up from Choice Hotels, the game early at the MCG. That was a beauty also.
So there was. Blues got out to a 41-point lead during that second term. They ended up winning by 1 point, 11-8-74. Hawks, 11-7-73.
How good's the footy been, Duck?
Yeah, it
makes our job good fun.
It really has. Hey, Gresham, he'd be around a PB, wouldn't he, with 32?
Yeah, spot on, Duck. Equal PB as we speak.
High contact.
I thought I called that.
Play on.
Well, how's their scoring efficiency? That'd be world record, 67% for Richmond, wouldn't it? They would go close. For St Kilda.
45 is the AFL average, so that's unheard of, off the charts.
Sinclair to McKenzie at halfback. Inside the last minute. Great win by the Saints. Graham come through, couldn't take the footy with him. Picked up now by Arts. The medical sub. Sweeping handball, Ralph Smith. The last goal scorer for the Tigers at the 13-minute mark of the third quarter. Bolter. Quiet. Beautiful kick though. That's a great kick as well. Lynch at the back. Soldo hit the deck hard. Ground level. Ball goes out of bounds on the full. Accidentally across the boot of Dougal Howard, Ross's man. And Shea Bolton will take the kick.
Shea, come around. Shea, keep coming.
Joey, last time Tigers held scoreless in the final quarter, 1958 against the Saints.
Unfortunately, that stat's about to get ruined.
They're going to score here as Bolton kicks the goal. Started well, Bolton, but as a lot of Tigers did, went out of the game. And he gets one back there first for a long time. 33-point margin, 117 plays 84. That's on the Triple M IJ Liquor scoreboard.
Take that one off the end of year Lake Boga party, unfortunately.
Yeah, lack of intuition by myself. Didn't read the play.
So the Tigers are buy, hold or sell, Brownie, after what you've seen today?
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
I'll have to sell them. They just lack run in the midfield at the moment. They lack zip.
I think I'm going to have to sell. I was pretty bullish still on the Tigers, but gee whiz.
A lot of their youth is in defence. Well, there's a little bit there, isn't there?
And maybe the Saints' form looks better. I mean, the loss to Collingwood round one, maybe in hindsight, doesn't look as bad.
Pretty good that day. They're pretty good.
2 big wins since. 11 seconds left on the clock. Big crowd here at Marvel Stadium. Not sure we saw the official figures, Stu, but
hasn't come
Saints home game. They haven't had a good record here at Marvel, but the Saints fans are going to enjoy this one. Matty's match. St Kilda, a real statement game here at round 3. And their season is well and truly alive. Huge win.
The Saints go marching in.
McDonald's, of course, feed the whole family at Macca's 40-piece chicken McNuggets pack today, available from 10:30am. Boys, what'd you make of that?
Well, it was a whitewash. The Saints dominated contested ball, plus 26, I think it was. So the contest, I think after the initial shock in centre square bounces, Ryder really got to work. They at least halved them. I just thought in the end, from the time Grimes went off, who had King, he had him in a sleeper hold and put to sleep. I thought the move of Brad Hill away from half-back, who was getting sent on the half-forward, I still don't think he was at his best, but it helped. And their midfield got it done. When you look at the Saints, you go, are they an A-grade midfield? Oh, no, they're B. But with Gresham going, he just changes the whole dimension of that midfield. So I thought they were pretty good.
This is the Triple M Amy review. Who covers clangers on and off the field? Amy does. Duck, quick word.
I thought Crouch was excellent. Very, very impressed by St Kilda in the last quarter and a half. And Max King, there's your future right there. Stood up in that last quarter.
Triple MVP award for homeloans.com.au, homeloans.com.au. When it comes to the fairest home loans, they're the true MVP. Your 3-2-1, please, Ross.
Well, I'd love to give 3 to King on his last quarter, but seriously, he's four goals, 3. He just was the difference in the end once they had supply. We saw his talent, so I've given him 1 vote. And Crouch, I don't know much about. He's a little bit maligned at times, but, 15 contested possessions, a goal in a critical period in the third quarter, 29 disposals and clearance work was fantastic. And we've covered off Gresham. He's at a personal best. He's had 32 disposals, 18 contested possession, and he's darting in his ability to get it outside. And they did it being outnumbered all day. And I thought Ryder was critical in that. So King 1, Crouch 2, and Gresham. And a bona fide 3 votes.
Yep, Ian Stewart medal, you would think, for Jade Gresham. Choice Hotels around the ground. If you need a break, book direct and save with Choice Hotels. The game to follow this one, Chew, the final teams, please.
West Coast v Freo, no late changes. Medical subs for the Eagles, Jake Waterman. For the Dockers, Bailey Banfield.
Of course, up next, the Western Derby with Basil Zemplis, Tom Atkinson, Andrew Embley, Xavier Ellis, Britt Taylor, and the Beast doing the stats. It was a huge win to St Kilda, a real statement game. Hope you enjoyed the call. Thanks to Brownie, Chew, Duck, Rossi, Robbo on the boundary, the boys at the back. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.